Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
And they run 4. Herbert has all day in the pocket. Takes a shot downfield. 2 wide open. Caught. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown. Chargers. 60-yard touchdown. Herbert to Q.
Thank you to the Chargers Radio Network for that one. It was impressive. We're used to Quentin Johnston, quite frankly, dropping those kind of passes. So to see him connect with Justin Herbert, who's on a bit of a heater here in the first 2 games of the season, was impressive. Welcome to the show, Maggie. Great, Andrew Perloff. Final score was 20-9, Pearl, and this was actually a perfect chargering spot. And I think years past, this actually could have been a spot where the Chargers would have, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, so to speak, because the Raiders did have a couple drives. And to their credit, they did shut the door on a Raiders team that last week showed they could really go and do some explosive plays. No one had more explosive plays in week 1 than Geno Smith. Last night was way more of a slog for that Raiders offense.
I mean, all of that sounds good, but is this really a week 2 game against the Raiders? This is when the game the Chargers always win. This is not a spot. Chargering happens in the playoffs. And I know
chargering can happen at any time.
I mean, they literally won this exact same game last year, 22-10. They beat them last year. This is chargering. Chargering is defined by winning the meaningless games and then losing the meaningful games. And this is clearly a week 2 game against the Raiders. I know you're hyped on the Raiders, but I don't think Vegas was hyped on the Raiders. I think everyone knows who the Raiders are. And this is, again, the Chargers have to show me something more. I'll be totally honest. They're really good, but this is always Justin Herbert looks really good. I've seen this story before. Take it to the next level here. This is not going to convince me that the Chargers are anything different yet than the normal 11-6 team that flames out in the playoffs.
Okay, well, first of all, they did beat the Chiefs in week 1, something they had not been able to do.
Let me ask you this, Maggie. What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. They had to go to a totally different country to do it, so I'm not sure.
But I'm just saying, are the Chiefs a good team?
Well, okay, but then there could be a changing of the guard. And usually the Chargers, even if they were set up perfectly to snatch something like that and to take that opportunity, there would always be that thing in the back of our head, well, they're going to screw it up somehow.
Yes, but we always have them win in week 2.
Well, here, this was a Geno Smith who, except for last night, really could not move the ball down the field in a really meaningful way. Their offense is obviously still lacking some major playmakers on the wide receiver spot. But, you would have thought that, at home, it was a 2-score lead, but it was an 11-point lead, just needed the touchdown and the field goal. And then, look at the fourth quarter drives. The third and fourth quarter drives for the Chargers were you had the 1 5-play, 91-yard touchdown drive, but then it's 12 plays that end in a field goal. Then the Raiders match a 19-play drive, but only get a field goal out of it. Chargers turn it over on downs, then punt, then fumble. And you think, okay, this could be, there was still plenty of time to make something happen. But ultimately, the Chargers defense was just too good. I don't know. I don't know if I should be more impressed with the Chargers or kind of disappointed by the letdown here of Las Vegas after the offense looked pretty good. I know they didn't score a ton of points against the Patriots, but if you watch that game, they were moving the ball. And then this week, I don't know, it just felt really constipated. I'm not sure exactly
really
how to describe it.
I think you could credit Jesse Minter and the Chargers defense a lot for that.
Yeah.
There's a couple questions about the Raiders. Was taking Ashton Jeanty, the running back out of Boise State at number 6, a smart idea? Because he had trouble moving the ball. I mean, Dan Orlovsky kept saying you got to establish Ashton Jeanty, but there really was no there.
No, to me, I was thinking about him rookie of the year stuff kind of passed in my mind. I'm like, geez, Cam Ward. I know they're not winning, but Cam Ward feels much more ahead.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, they might not win many games. Does a quarterback on a 4-13 team win rookie of the year? And his numbers aren't big because his receivers can't catch.
Right, but we're all watching that Cam's got something, right?
No, the potential, but I don't know if it's Jeanty either. I mean, maybe it's Bill Crosby Merritt.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it could be anyone at this point. We're really early on that. Probably not a Murray hype. But, back to this Raiders team, I think you can see exactly who this team is by watching the film of the Seattle Seahawks last year. They seem exactly like, 8-9, 7-10, draft a running back high who ends up disappointing. I feel like, wait, what team does that remind me of? Tough nose, reflects their coach, but can't quite get over the hump. That's it. They are Pete Carroll's Seahawks. Once again, a little tantalizing and promise, but I don't see. Talking about no, they're there. Like, they just don't have the roster to be elite right now, Maggie.
Yeah, I mean, Seahawks though won 10 games last year, right? Like that.
Did they miss the playoffs?
They did, but like they were a 10-win team.
Yeah, by name only. I mean, you know who that Seahawks team was last year. Like, it's the same Seahawks team that's been like the last 5 years. They're going to fight really hard. I think the Raiders did that. One more thing about Geno Smith. Does he throw into more traffic in the end zone than any quarterback in the history of the game?
It's funny. I thought you were going to come in and defend him today, especially. He's got three interceptions, but the one of them was like right before the half, and it was more of like a punt. The one at the end of the game where Derwin James like snatches the ball off a deflection in the end zone was beautiful. I mean, that ultimately did close the door. That's
because Geno was at the point where he had to make incredible plays to do anything because there was no room to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not putting that on Geno. The defense was great. The pass rush got there, and they were still able to drop back and cover. So it was hard. But Geno does throw that pass. He's like, oh, I'm Geno Smith. I can thread any needle in the world. he has so much confidence in his arm.
Yeah, he's finally got his chance to be a star, and he's going to take every opportunity.
And he's got the tools too.
Yeah, he does. I guess the question here for the Raider fan, we talked a lot last year about how you guys, especially Perloff and EJ, I felt like you guys came in every week cursing Chip Kelly to the high heavens because of Ohio State.
Get out of here.
Well, yeah. Ultimately, they turn it on in the college football playoff. They win a national championship, and it's like all that never happened. But that Ohio State offense was a little tough to watch, considering all the talent that they had. And it felt like last night I was like, oh, Perloff and EJ are going to come in and complain about Chip Kelly. And by the way, Jesse Minter, Chip Kelly, a little Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah, that might be what happened.
Michigan gets the best of them last night.
I had the same thought last night. I'm like, oh, this a boring Chip Kelly is back. Ever since that second year.
Not week one, though.
The whole world figured out, well, he scored 20 points against a Patriots team that just got lit up by the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins could have scored 100 if they had arrived in that game in the first quarter. So I don't know what that game proved either. So, again, we have to measure by opponent. It felt boring, just like Ohio State. I kind of had the same thought. And also I thought the broadcast was a little too pro Chip Kelly. They were really excited about Chip Kelly being there. I'm like, Chip Kelly flamed out in Philadelphia, was terrible in San Francisco. What track record do we have here in the NFL? I know about the college. Amazing at Oregon.
Sure.
He reinvented the game. But what have we seen of him in the NFL that can be explosive?
Nothing.
Except week one, kind of.
Yeah, week one, kind of, but then it sort of fell flat, and credit to the Chargers defense for that. They lose Khalil Mack pretty early in this game. He comes back out in a sling. That looks problematic. And they were still getting after Geno, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. I don't know. I was impressed by the Chargers, and then I was a little deflated here by the Raiders. I thought they were going to be at least a little bit more exciting. I mean, I don't know.
Well, to me, it's like, remember how we said yesterday, and I've been saying, I don't care if the Bears win. I just want to see Caleb Williams be good. I'm a little bit like that with the Raiders now. I need to see Ashton Genty be good because they invested a very high draft pick in this guy. Yeah. It's kind of like the Giants with Saquon Barkley. Like, they need to make him into a star. If you're going to take a running back at number 6, you better have a run game. And they did not have one at all last night. No, it was painful because Brock Bowers is dealing with a knee injury.
Yeah, he's got this gigantic brace on his knee.
Big deal.
He was good in the second half, I guess maybe once he got warmed up or whatever, but it's, that's something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
For sure. And they could not get the run game going at all.
They just don't have the receivers. They just haven't been able to build their team yet to the point where they have outside threats, relying on rookies. He's 11 carries, 43 yards, and it honestly felt even harder than that. Like, it felt like Genty had to make a couple moves. He's small, too. You can't help but notice that. So is he going to be effective in the pass game? He's not going to be Christian McCaffrey in the pass game. I'm just worried, are they going to get their bang for their buck?
You know what? Sometimes he gets hit, or last night when he was getting hit, it's like the legs going over the head kind of thing. This happened a little with Baker Mayfield also in the first game. Like, every time he got hit, it was like the John Elway kind of helicopter famous play at the end zone. It was just like feet overhead. Like, that can't
where
be
the other
good.
side, the Chargers, O'Marion Hampton, like, that would never happen with him because he's
too low to the ground.
And he's the size of a tree. Like, you can't. He's as big as anybody tackling him.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I know we have a lot of Raider fans.
Yeah.
Just cross country, coast to coast. Are you encouraged by everything going on? I'm going to be honest. It was
Raiders.
This was maybe, I think how you reacted to one thing from last night maybe tells more about sort of what you are as a sports fan than maybe what actually happened. Tom Brady and the coaches.
Yeah, that was definitely the headline coming out of that game.
It made an impact. It made me feel something. First, like a little mad.
Okay, go through the emotions, process this.
Thank you, therapist. At first, I was like a little mad. I'm like, well, actually, first I was like, oh, I was right about how Tom Brady has a lot of influence on the Raiders.
Right, calls Chip Kelly almost every day, they said during the broadcast.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, he is calling Kansas City, Philadelphia a day ago. He gets to be in that production meeting. And I know some of these production meetings, they're just doing platitudes. Like, they're not maybe giving you a lot. But you do get to be around the team in a way that no other minority owner gets to be around any other team. And so you get to glean things, especially Tom Brady with 22, 23 years of experience. Like, he's going to pick up on stuff if he gets to watch practice and all of that. So then you just go right over to one of your biggest division rivals, a true blood feud. I mean, Max Crosby and Patrick Mahomes, that's a great battle in the NFL. And now Tom gets to go into the booth and sit right behind Chip Kelly and basically just info dump whatever he got from the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to matter, if it's going to mean it, but it felt a little unfair to me.
Yeah. Well, I kind of agree with what you said. I don't think at the end of the day it makes a massive strategic difference with these production meetings, but the whole thing just feels
around the team. Who's
hurt,
a little
who's
obnoxious. Not hurt.
Because the thing is, Tom Brady has not mastered the color analyst job either. If he was amazing at being a color analyst, I would think maybe I could let this go. But he's just average. Like, he needs to work at that harder. He's completely generic as a broadcaster.
Think of Tom Brady, the biggest killer in the world, right? Played for Bill Belichick. They were doing special ops over there, right? They had the league more paranoid than anybody. Peyton Manning thought the locker room was bugged. And we've never even found out if that was actually true or not true, but he will swear to it.
Yeah.
He thought the locker room, when he would go to Foxborough, was bugged, okay? Tom Brady might actually be only doing the broadcasting just to glean a 1% advantage for the Raiders. These guys are so competitive, man. I don't know if the broadcasting is just a head fake so that he can go all over the league, including big teams in the AFC, and get intel and knowledge to bring back to the Raiders. Dude's
You're right.
insane.
It's not the $37 million a year. It's the 1% increase for a team that, by the way, he will abandon the second something prettier comes along because he's Tom Brady.
I know,
he will dump this Raiders like he dumped 3 ex-model girlfriends. I'm telling you.
This summer alone.
Yeah, if they're 4-13, he's not going to be showing up there in the booth. I've noticed Tom Brady finds winners now.
A little bit of a front runner. But here's the thing, though. You're right, I know, but think about how much money he's going to ultimately make with the Raiders as a minority owner versus the broadcasting. I know the broadcasting is an insane amount of money, $300 million. He, over his lifetime, hopefully he lives a very long life. Over that lifetime, and maybe his kids get it next, like, you are going to make so much money off of an ownership stake, by any ownership stake in the NFL.
No, I think you're misreading the broadcast. I think he desperately wants to be relevant right now. And I think he knows, like, broadcasting. I mean, even the greatest athletes have been desperate to be good at broadcasting. Like, he's got to do something, man. He doesn't have football. I know he's getting this flag football game in Saudi Arabia that we'll talk about, but I think he needs relevance. I think there's 2 ownership situations to watch in the NFL. There's Tom Brady on the headset, strategizing with Chip Kelly to get 9 points against the Chargers at home. And then there's the Carly Ursay-Gordon on the sideline at the Colts. I think her and Tom Brady should have a play call off. She's amazing. We haven't gotten into that, but Tom Brady wearing headsets, like, that is taking away from the fact that Jim Ursay's daughter is wearing headsets and commenting and writing notes on the plays. That's an incredible development that I think we have not given it much attention to.
It was on our rundown last week, and we never got to it, that Carly
Ursay-Gordon. Yeah, that's her name. I have it in front of me.
One of Jim's daughters, who's now 3 daughters, are now taking over the team. Now, this, I want the 30 for 34.
Oh, amazing.
She's sitting in on defensive meetings, too. Yeah. It's not just the game day.
But now they showed her on the side. She's on the sideline with the headset, taking notes like the defensive coordinator. Dude. So who has more of an impact on, this might be a poll, on play calling, Carly Ursay or Tom Brady? And it's actually back to Tom Brady. Is he really giving strategies like, hey, should we push a Genty here? Should we try to go to the tight ends more? Like, what's happening? Like, what does this actually mean? Because I need a 30 for 30 on this. Like, how can he impact the team? He's calling Chip Kelly 3 times a week and giving strategy. Like,
yes, he's sitting 10 feet from him.
I don't know what kind of, unless you're like, I mean, the coaches spend 20 hours a day trying to figure out a game plan. Can you really make an impact with 3 calls to Chip Kelly during the week? I kind of doubt it.
Oh, I think you can. Especially like the week before the Raiders played the Chiefs. I mean, he was there. Like,
I don't know.
This is the thing. I understand legends of the game get, I don't know, perks that other people do not. It's Tom Brady, for goodness sakes, right? What an ambassador for the NFL. He's important. He's super important to the history of the NFL, telling the story of the NFL. But does that really grant you just carte blanche, whatever you want to do? Because I think a lot of people, we knew Brady was, with the Raiders, and we knew he was having an impact. But you watch him in the booth 10 feet away from the offensive coordinator with a headset on, looking ticked off. That was visceral. That was something different, I thought.
Yeah.
I think that everyone else was like, oh, man, geez, Tom. Like, relax.
And by the way, just because he was a great player, that has no indication on what he's going to be. I mean, Michael Jordan could have gone into from the owner's box to the team, and they couldn't win a thing.
Yep.
He's the greatest basketball player and the most competitive basketball player of all time. Derek Jeter, obviously famously bad as a baseball executive. And usually great players are not great coaches. I mean, never. They don't need the money, so they don't go into coaching. But that is not the profile. I just think, like you saw it last night, there was nowhere to go for Geno Smith. Like, where's Tom with some play calls? Is Tom really going to be like, okay, let's run this route or something? I don't think that he can really impact the team like that, Maggie, because you really got to be in there. Like, you got to put all the other stuff to the side and sit there from Monday through Friday and work 12 hours a day. As I said during the draft, he's not grinding tape of a left tackle from North Dakota State.
Well, but he might be grinding tape on your next opponent, the Washington Commanders. Right? He might be grinding tape and using his knowledge. Like, let's see how Geno and the Raiders do against Washington. By the way, some Jaden Daniels injury stuff that we'll get you updated on in just a moment. But if I'm Washington, if I'm the Bears, if I'm these upcoming opponents, I'm like, even if he's not, play calling, it's the appearance of it. It's a conflict.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's Tom Brady, so who cares? I hate that.
It's kind of like the tush push. Everybody hates it, but they can't figure out how to get rid of it. Now it's Tom Brady's allowed to do anything, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Also, is Tom Brady, I mean, the guy's got this mystique, right? He's got some aura.
Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady, for goodness sakes. This dude is everywhere.
Oh, it's almost like he's like Pat McAfee, the former football. He's like a star version of Pat McAfee. He's everywhere.
Like, is he going to have a daily radio show? I wouldn't be surprised.
That's actually, by the way, I will say one thing about Tom Brady. That's the best media role he's had as a guest on the Colin Cowherd show. He's really good in that 10-minute spot. He's just he's totally average as a broadcaster right now.
Yeah, he's not a great color analyst.
Oh, speaking of broadcasting, I'm sorry, Johnny. Anyone having trouble with Chris Fowler's voice last night?
It felt bad for him.
Chris Fowler?
Yeah,
it was Fowler.
I was sitting there like, who is this guy on play-by-play?
Get him a lozenge
to check.
And Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah,
it's coast to coast, man.
I didn't know who it was until I went into awful announcing, and I saw that it was him.
That's because talking about a guy who's everywhere. He calls six games a week.
I have a question about that. Because we go through that a little bit here. Sometimes I've tried to push through. We've pushed through. Mm-hmm. You sound a little bit sick. Should he take himself off that game?
Yes, 100%. He did not. And I'm a big fan of Chris Fowler.
Same.
Total pro. But
great tennis announcer.
What game? I assume he did a Saturday night game, right?
He did. No, afternoon.
He did the afternoon. He did the Tennessee-Georgia game.
Oh, he did the Tennessee-Georgia? Yeah, I mean, maybe. So maybe he wasn't worn down. But
overtime, had some extra plays.
They've always had trouble filling that second spot on the 2 doubleheader on Monday night game. You just remember Greeny did it once? And Chris Berman used to do it all the time. But
listen, they don't have. Do you understand how many talented play-by-play people work at ESPN? Dudes would climb over each other to do that. It's not that they can't find somebody. It's that Chris Fowler has a meritus, has a status.
But he's a college guy, too. I was a little uncomfortable with him commenting on the NFL. He's like, I was like, did you really watch week? Like, you have a lot of college duties at this point. There's only one man who can do 6 games a week and sound like he just got out of bed. That's Mike Tirico. He is undefeated. That guy, back in the day, Mike Tirico would call 5 games a week. He'd do like the Horizon League basketball game into Monday Night Football. Fowler obviously had some wear and tear. I think that was probably a mistake, but I don't know what they could have done.
Yeah, you're so right about Tirico. Tirico would be doing the biggest games of the weekend, then show up in some random basketball game on a Tuesday. It's like, Mike, go home, man.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few guys who just seem like Ian Eagle seems like he's 100% ready, and he used to call all sorts of games. He still does his radio still? Is he doing the Nets still? No. No.
Of course.
Yes, he is.
He's dropping Step Brothers references.
Yep.
He just caught a body.
And he feels like
Taylor
he's
Swift references.
Perfectly fresh, and like it feels like he's been prepared for every game. Fowler is also, again, a consummate pro, but he just felt worn down last night. It was
sounded
hard.
sick.
And Orlovsky, and I'm a big fan of both Orlovsky and Riddick, but the whole broadcast got off because they were like, oh, poor Chris. Like, don't get near me. I don't want to get whatever you have.
Louis Riddick does a really good job pro in college also. He deserves a shout out.
Riddick was on Georgia Tech, right?
Yep. He is so good on college. He's good on pro too. All right.
Former Eagle, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
Oh my
he
gosh.
should be a GM.
Told you guys this would be awful.
What?
Yeah.
Philadelphia winning, you see? Former Eagle.
I know.
Yeah.
Phillies clinched last night.
Trust me,
it
it would be everything all Chiefs and Taylor Swift. I'll live in this world.
Yeah, do you remember
Pick your poison.
Do you remember when we all hated the Chiefs? That feels like now that they're 0-2, it's like that's gone now.
The poor little Chiefs.
Speak for yourself.
Poor little Taylor Swift.
Yeah, why was she behind that weird curtain?
Yeah, I was about to say, and possibly
Where
a
are all
mom.
the conspiracy theories on all this?
Oh,
Anyway,
I heard one yesterday, and it was ridiculous.
I saw a
that she's
photo of
pregnant?
her yelling
No.
at Travis on the internet yesterday. Did you guys see that?
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a relationship, right? I get yelled at every.
honestly, they're getting married. Like, if they haven't gotten into an argument yet, then they should not be getting married. Like, you gotta go through some of the trials and tribulations before you decide to walk down the aisle. I was thinking, have they lived together?
I don't know. Taylor Swift's pretty good at breaking up with dudes. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, break up with them at the altar. Imagine the kind
Just
of
for the
album we'd get after that.
Imagine the season we would get after that.
Yeah. Just for the song "Break Up at the Altar," it'd be a banger.
Oh my gosh.
Travis Kelce would have to play till he was 50 to make up the money that he lost if he somehow blew this.
888-710-4ISN. This started off with a Chargers-Raiders conversation. First of all,
luckiest man in the world.
with the Raiders, how you feeling, Raider fans? You were sold a lot of hope here. And last night, your offense, after being explosive in week 1, mustered 9 points. And are the Chargers actually different now with Jim Harbaugh year 2, Justin Herbert? 888-710-4ISN. And Tom Brady, should that guy be able to just do whatever he wants and go wherever he wants because he won 7
that
Super
a
Bowls?
little Josh Allen-y.
When you put it that way, you might convince me yes.
Maggie and Perloff show. Again, lots of injury updates that we have to get to you, which we will do in just moments. Quarterbacks going down hard. We got the latest next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, this portion of the show is brought to you by Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam, just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. So if you stayed up for the Chargers-Raiders, Chargers look great, 2-0, but what does it mean? Because I swear we've seen this game that happened last night before. Chargers often look good at early parts of the season against mediocre competition. Made the playoffs last year. In my opinion, we can never kill the term chargering as a verb until they do it in the postseason. I know that's a long time to wait. Yeah, they look really good. Yeah, of course Justin Herbert looks good. You know when Justin Herbert also looked good? His entire career he's looked good. Do it against really good competition, and we'll see. Last year, opening week, they beat Vegas 22-10 in a carbon copy of last night's game, which was 20-9. So, again, as far as the Chargers go, I need more. And they play Denver this week. That'll be a good test.
The defense was very good.
Yeah.
The fact they lost Khalil Mack and still were able to really just shut down Geno and the Raiders offense. We're asking you today, is anything actually different with either of these teams? We were sold different. Jim Harbaugh, year 2, Justin Herbert, it's my job to get him to the Hall of Fame. You know, they got Pete Carroll coming in with Chip Kelly. Raiders offense is going to look different. Defense is going to be more spry. Tom Brady's in the building. You got Geno Smith, a real professional quarterback. Ashton Genty, your top 10 running back, top 10 pick. But is anything actually different? Ramon is in Indianapolis. Good morning, Ramon.
Good morning. Good morning. Great. Good morning. People, Maggie, you are on point. That Brady stuff. Perloff, hear me out.
Yeah.
Why do we never mention that Tom Brady is a cheater? They did get caught cheating. I'm here in Indianapolis now. What the Flake game? They did get caught cheating twice. They videotaped one team.
Destroyed the phone. Ramon, don't forget about the phone.
He's a cheater.
It's funny because it really sticks to Belichick, right?
Yeah,
Belichick as the cheater will be like in the second paragraph of his obituary, but Brady, it's just Teflon.
I mean,
he gets away with it, and it's like, being an athlete, ex-athlete, once a cheater, you're always a cheater. So I would look at that. You can't tell me he's not relaying something. He's got to be relaying something. As far as the Raiders are concerned, you don't draft a running back 6. We just saw this weekend that the defense carried through 9 points. That San Diego defense was all over. San Diego. That Chargers defense was all. I'll tell you how old I am. That Chargers defense was all over the place. We saw defensive battles. Tampa Bay defense was flying. I haven't seen C.J. Stroud look so bad. That was flying all over the place. Baltimore's defense, just some defensive struggles. You talked about it last week. Perloff building from the inside out, and these teams going outside in like the Raiders.
Yeah,
it's just not going to make it. You're not going to cut it. You've got to be tougher. I think San Diego's San Diego again. Yeah. I think L.A. Chargers is a much tougher team. Much tougher team. They look tougher. They look much tougher. And the eye test, Michael Wilbon always talks about the eye test. And to me, right now, they have the eye test I wish my Bears had. The coach showed me something with the eye test the other day. They showed me something. So we're seeing the eye test. Kansas City, the eye test, how they look to you. They didn't look good, did they, from the eye test? They just didn't.
Yeah.
And I thought Philadelphia was playing some type of junk defense to let them get that late touchdown, but they only had 10 points with almost 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So these defenses are out here, and it's a good thing to see. I'm a defensive guy anyway, so go Chargers, go Chargers.
Razor Ramon, thank you for the phone call, sir, this morning. And a couple things there. We are used to the defenses being ahead of the offenses early on in the season, so let's not forget that. That is a normal thing. I thought the Chargers defense looked better than advertised last night. And he's right about the Bucs. I mean, that goal line stand in the first game, that was beyond impressive. And I thought the Houston defense was going to be something really awesome this year. They let Baker Mayfield go down the field with a gotta-have-it touchdown drive, and there was barely any resistance. It was an 11-play drive. Baker Mayfield converted 7 passes on that drive, and they had less than 2 minutes left to go.
I mean,
and it was like easy pickings.
Well, it was 4th and 10, and Baker ran for 16 yards, and they had him. I know what you're saying, but like even the best defense can't counter a running quarterback. There's nothing you can do.
Then why isn't running quarterbacks? Why don't they win the Super Bowl more? Like we talk about that.
I mean, Mahomes do a lot of running in Super Bowls.
Yeah, Mahomes waits till the postseason. Yeah. But one thing about I do disagree a little bit. That Texans defense is legit. I mean, they hit Baker a lot. So that Texas offense, Texans. The Texans offense is not good.
No, not
because C.J. Stroud would drop back. Either he was not letting it go, or he didn't know where to go, or there was nobody open. Something was still broken about that offense, and we thought maybe the switch of the offense coordinators. There were so many things that Ramon said too. Yeah, the Chargers eyeballing it looked pretty tough on defense, but if you look at their actual players, like that's like Tony Jefferson, right? The safety.
Yeah, Tony Jefferson made.
That's not his son. Like that's him, right?
No, yeah,
I was thinking about that. And have Tony Jefferson, who came up with a big interception in the game. Tony Jefferson, every time you mention him now, just called up from the practice squad or something weirder. Like he had quit football. He was coaching. He's working at Dick's Sporting Goods. Like he's at his daughter's
Did you make that up
play.
Or was he really at Dick's Sporting
Goods? I don't know.
It could
be. Like he was at his daughter's play. They called him and he came out and he had it. Yeah. It's like Tony Jefferson comes from the oddest places. Like he was with Bezos going to the moon. All of a sudden, the Chargers called, needed him. He's out there making plays. This dude is like ageless.
And also Keenan Allen. Same thing. I'm like,
touchdown.
That's why I'm like, how can you say it's not the same old Chargers when it's literally Justin Herbert throwing to Keenan Allen?
In 2023, he was on the Ravens scouting department.
Yeah, not the scout team.
Yeah, like actually scouting,
like wearing a polo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, team polo. So it is kind of the same old Chargers, but they do look tough. I'm looking if the Raiders could get a mulligan on the draft already. They took Ashton Genty at 6, and Tenero McMillan went 8. And then Emeka Egbuka, who we saw last night, again look awesome. Like don't you think they would have gone outside for a receiver? Because that is one thing they were lacking for sure. They have great tight ends for what that's worth.
Yeah, no, we got that. They got the tight ends.
I feel like that you can find late round running backs to do that. I think they need a receiver. I think they probably made a mistake there. Tom made a mistake there.
Tom, you dope. Let's get to Andrew Bogusch, who's got the latest headlines. A lot on the table last night.
Guys, good morning. Those headlines sponsored by Prize Picks. Don't miss any of the action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download Prize Picks, use code PRIMETIME.
Gated off the chain.
And get $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Since he became a Buccaneer, Baker Mayfield has the most fourth quarter and overtime touchdown passes in the NFL. He didn't add one last night in Houston, instead running for those 15 yards to convert a fourth down, then handing off for the win.
Mayfield, head swiveling back and forth, moves his tight end, gets the snap, hands off to White over the guard, spins, corkscrews in, and it is a touchdown! It is a touchdown for Tampa Bay! They have taken the lead on a 2-yard touchdown run by White.
Kevin.
And the cat runs into the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Westwood won. Rashad White's 2-yard plunge came with 6 seconds left after 11 plays and 80 yards, right after Nick Chubb gave Houston the lead with a 25-yard scamper. So Baker and his Bucs engineer a 2019 escape from Houston to reach 2-0.
Similar to what I told you guys last week, in these 2-minute close games, we were not on the right side of things for the past couple of years, and it's good to see that we haven't even played close to our best ball in all 3 phases, and we're still finding ways to win on the road, and that's really important.
As you may remember, the Bucs winning in the final moments in Atlanta back in Week 1.
He sounds a little bit like Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins coach, but a slightly more energetic, forceful Mike McDaniel. Anybody hear that in that voice? No?
He hasn't quite quit yet, so that's why.
Yeah. He's like pre-quit Mike McDaniel there. I don't know what that, yeah.
No one can match the actual content coming out of Mike McDaniel's mouth, though. Baker would never say I'm one day closer to death, like as a positive.
No. By the way, remember when Baker was a polarizing figure? And now everybody loves Baker Mayfield. He's 100% approval rating.
I think he's matured. I think, he's kind of put away a lot of I got to tell everybody how pissed off I am and how much I got a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And we're still finding ways to win on the road, and that's really important.
That was a miserable experience.
I do hear a little of the McDaniel.
One thing about Baker was hard. The guy lived in the Browns Stadium for 3 years.
Sure.
Incredible comeback that he's made.
I'd be grumpy too if I'd live in the Cleveland Stadium.
The Texans, meanwhile, are 0-2, and their offense continues to struggle, as you guys have been discussing. Their last 10 points gift-wrapped by their special teams last night. Not much offense either for those Raiders. Only 218 yards total, 3 picks from Geno Smith in that 29-home loss to the Chargers in your nightcap. Not how Pete Carroll wanted to celebrate his birthday.
We didn't play well enough, and they covered us up pretty good. I'm anxious to see the film. I was surprised that they did such a nice job on defense, on pass defense against us.
The Chargers get their first win in North America behind 2 touchdown passes from Justin Herbert, but Khalil Mack might have suffered a serious elbow injury making a tackle. It's almost like nobody wants to play Sunday's Bengals-Vikings game. Joe Burrow headed for toe surgery. J.J. McCarthy has a high ankle sprain. And Vikings running back Aaron Jones might be out with a hamstring.
What the are we doing, man?
McCarthy expected to miss multiple weeks. So Carson Wentz is once again a starting quarterback.
Oh, no way. Perloff, does some kind of alarm go off at your house when Wentz gets called into action? Like it's like your Commissioner Gordon with the bat phones. Like, we're up. Tell him we're back up.
It's like a seismograph just going off.
This is so funny. This show has painted me as the giant Carson Wentz fan because we had this poster behind me for years that you guys wanted to get rid of. I was never a Carson Wentz fan. I 100% wanted Jalen Hurts to play over Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
No,
it's not just that, Pearl.
I think Carson Wentz is talented, but I'm not like of the backup quarterbacks that I love. He is not one of them.
Okay, but if we had a nickel for every time you were like, why isn't this team signing Carson Wentz as a backup?
Yeah.
We could do the show in Hawaii.
Well, he is going to be when he's Sam Darnold 2.0 in Minnesota this year. Are you guys going to jump back on the Carson Wentz bandwagon?
No
way.
What's wrong with Carson?
You will.
He's 6'4" or 6'3". He has a good arm. He can run. Like, why isn't Carson? I never understood why Carson Wentz wasn't at least a backup.
Because people clearly don't like this guy.
Yeah, but
there's something about him that rubs people the wrong way. He's
Is he
always the
that
last
bad?
guy signed. It's always begrudgingly. Teams are like, hold your nose. Like, you're right. Talent-wise, he should be fringe starter.
But is he that bad because he changed the radio station in the weight room? That's the damning report. What did this guy do? You look at the characters that people are saying. Everyone's like, should we trade for Tyreek Hill? Carson Wentz is nothing like that. Is he that bad? He's mildly unlikable.
The locker room has spoken many times. I mean, Jim Irsay, who had his own character concerns, may he rest in peace, was ship him out.
There wasn't zeros on the clock. He was already tweeting. All right, who's our quarterback next year?
He's get this guy out.
I mean, he is now. He's with Kevin O'Connell,
right? Which is where all quarterbacks succeed. But
I feel like Carson Wentz is in his 30s now. He's probably a jerk early on. He's fine. He's a backup quarterback.
Meanwhile, we destroyed that Carson Wentz poster. We did it for charity to try to balance out our karmic whatever in the world, karmic balance. We destroyed the poster. Nothing personal, Carson. And we made donations to all the Boys and Girls Clubs of where he played. At the time, it would have bankrupted us if we had done it now. He's been with so many different teams. But I still get very nice letters from the Fargo, North Dakota Boys and Girls Club, who we made a really significant impact on
fun.
Because we gave them money, but also they were so baffled by why we would do this.
It was great.
Yeah.
I like Bogusch' theory that nobody wants to play in this game, and everyone's making excuses. It's somebody's birthday party, and no one really wants to go. They're like, oh, man, I got a cough. They just, why does everyone want out of this particular game?
I don't know.
Party.
That's fair. I feel like the game often, you're right.
Everyone cancels on Bogusch 5 minutes before.
A couple years ago, Jake Browning actually played in this game against the Vikings, and Kevin O'Connell mentioned that, Taylor mentioned that a couple of days ago, and it was a great game. It was towards the end of the year. So maybe this is a repeat of that affair between the Bengals and the Vikings?
Listen, after last night, I'll take any offense.
Seriously.
There was a time during the first game where nobody scored for 40 real-time minutes.
Did you see all those punts, all the special teams? It was awesome. Special teams played a factor in one of those games, by the way.
That's true.
Do you guys remember the Raiders-Vikings game? That was 3-0.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That was, who was the court? That was Josh Dobbs and who knows?
And it was, I think,
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
AOC.
That's a week 17. Bogues, thank you. We got to take a quick break. Thanks so much. We have more news to get to with these injured QBs. As Bogusch mentioned, J.J. McCarthy and Joe Burrow. We got another one for you who's questionable for this Sunday, M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Question out there for you. Are the Raiders and Chargers really changed franchises? Because that's kind of what you were sold if you were Raider or Chargers fans. Like, all right, we got Jim Harbaugh. He's somebody who's gotten a team to a Super Bowl before, won a college national championship. He's going to make Justin Herbert into an MVP. And so far, Herbert looks really good. There was a moment last night, though, when they, in the fourth quarter, they get the ball back and they have a chance to, they were already up 2 scores. They were up 11. They end up winning the game 20-9. But they really could have shut the door, and they ended up, throwing on the final drive. They end up going 3 and out, which I thought was weird. But anyway.
You got to take down Pete Carroll. That rivalry has roots, Maggie.
That is true. The Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll goes all the way back to does it go back to college?
Oh,
San Francisco, Seattle for sure, but does it go back to Stanford and USC, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Probably San Diego, USC. And Jim, when he was younger, was pretty abrasive, I imagine.
Yeah, no, he's a character. So are the Chargers really any different now with Jim Harbaugh? Year 2 is generally where his impact is felt the most historically. And then same thing for the Raiders. You were sold a different Raiders. You've been in this weird quarterback situation, coaches not settled, front office a mess. Are you actually sold this is any different? Meanwhile, the Raiders' next opponent are the Washington Commanders, Pearl. Jaden Daniels pops up on the injury report now day-to-day with a knee sprain. Adam Schefter saying before the game, or maybe it was halftime last night of the first game, said there are people in the building who are trying. Jaden Daniels wants to play. Of course he wants to play. But there are people in the building who are starting to think otherwise and trying to maybe convince him that this is, he should really take it easy. I got to be honest, I was getting shades and flashbacks of RG3. Now, it's a totally different regime. It's not Mike Shanahan there. It's not Daniel Snyder. It's totally different people in the building. But it's year 2, RG3 is where he had a knee injury. They put him back in the game too early. They put him back in a game where he got hurt. and it felt like he was almost never the same after that.
Oh, gosh. Why do you got to do that, Maggie? It's
you
too
didn't
early
think
in
of
the
it?
morning.
Sorry.
No, I did, and you're right. And he's taken a lot of hits this year. But I just can't let myself do that because I like him too much as a player. You're
We
allowed
all
to,
liked RG3 as a player.
Oh, RG3
He was the savior of that franchise.
The fastest quarterback I've ever seen in my life, even faster than Lamar Jackson. And I'll swear to that. I mean, obviously, he had track speed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I hope you are dead wrong on that one. I really do, because you could easily be right.
So Dan Quinn said Daniels had an MRI, already begun his return to play process. He is truly day to day. So what does that mean for Sunday? I can't tell you right now.
I got to tell you one thing. I bet against Marcus Mariota in one game last year, the Dallas game, the finale. I don't know if you remember that. That guy played, I mean, he was as perfect as I've ever seen a quarterback play a game, was Marcus Mariota against Dallas. He was 15 for 18, 2 touchdowns, 141. Oh, no, he had a ton of yards. He was amazing. And he actually was amazing in he's not a bad backup. I'm telling you right now, watch out for Marcus Mariota. You talk about it. I love backup quarterbacks. Mariota is good enough to fill in here, by the way, if they have to. I'm being dead serious about that.
Was Mariota a Raiders quarterback at some point? Yeah, he was, right?
Of course. But he's 31 now. He's been around a long time. Of course, he had a little stint in Philly, so I like that. But I'm telling you, he's pretty good as a backup. He'll kill a bet or two. Like, do not bet against my man, Marcus Mariota.
Man, do you want to come clean on some bets from last night? Dummy. I'm such a dummy sometimes.
Wait, when did you bet last night?
Well, I was watching the first game, Texans Bucs,
yeah.
And this game was a 1-score game, and all of a sudden, Texans block a punt, set themselves up in this great field position, so I live bet them at plus 290.
Got plus 290 after the block punt?
Yes, I got plus 290. This has happened to me a couple times, these live bets. I'm like looking around like, why isn't anyone else here? Why am I the only person? Seems like live betting them right now. And there's a reason, because Baker Mayfield then took over and sliced their way through, took over with about 2 minutes left, sliced their way through because the Texans offense they scored a field goal off of that, but couldn't punch in the end zone.
Plus special teams.
Nick Chubb looked washed last night until that last touchdown. But the thing about a guy like Baker Mayfield, if you give him 4 downs, Maggie, it is really, really hard to stop him. Like it's hard for
the Texans defense off the hook there.
Oh, I mean, it's 4th and 10, and the guy scrambles. What are you supposed to do? Then they just gave up. They got tired.
Yeah. No, I know. No,
Yeah.
The Bucs, as much as we want to clown Todd Bowles, not much of a personality. His team is sound at the end of games. They're ready to go. I know he's the defensive guy, not the offensive guy, but their defense last night held those goal line stands. EJ, you picked the Texans to win the Super Bowl? Go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just thought there'd be more growth once they got slow. It got the building, but they look worse on offense to me.
But I have a question. Is it C.J. Stroud doesn't know where to go with the ball or will not throw it or can't release it, or is there nowhere to go with the ball?
I think he has no trust in his offensive line, and he shouldn't. They're horrendous.
But then why is he holding the ball? To get rid of it.
I think that I don't think he's getting as much time as you think. I think there are times he's holding the ball. He has a lot of receivers that have been injured. He talked about that a little bit in the post game. But I think that offensive line, it feels like every other play he is just under siege, and it's like he doesn't know where to go with the ball because he knows he has 2 seconds or 1 second to get rid of it.
I actually don't agree. I think he needs to get rid of the ball faster. There was one play where the running back missed the blitz, or we actually tried to stop the blitz, but CJ didn't do anything. Like you gotta feel that coming at you. You gotta get rid of it. Like I don't care if you throw it out of bounds. That guy gets hit all the time.
Just abysmal in the red zone.
And you need some run game too to help him as well. But by the way, he's obviously super talented as well. He made some beautiful throws.
Yeah, but there's something that's keeping the Texans and Stroud from really ascending to that tier 1 guy, which is what his trajectory was after his rookie year.
That being said, Houston, EJ, I would not feel bad about that pick. Obviously the NFC is so far ahead of the AFC right now, so they lost to the Rams and the Bucs, 2 division winners from the NFC. Like AFC South is 0-400 against the NFC. Like I would not count. Like they'll whoop on the AFC.
Yeah, they'll be fine because that defense is still good. But the offense, oh, man, there's no growth. How is there no growth? They had the whole offseason.
Tough first 2 games.
Yeah,
Their schedule gets a lot easier.
2 good defenses.
Which NFL team is best suited to withstand their quarterback injuries? Because now we got a trio of them. We've got Burrow, we've got J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels is day-to-day. So much to get to, and more from last night's games. Maggie and Perloff.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Mayfield, head swiveling back and forth, moves his tight end, gets the snap, hands off to White over the guard, spins, corkscrews in, and it is a touchdown! It is a touchdown for Tampa Bay! They have taken the lead on a 2-yard touchdown run by White.
Thank you to Kevin Harlan on Westwood One. Second game in a row, Pearl, where the Bucs go on a late drive and seal a victory. Well, they need a little help last week from the Falcons missing some field goals. But anyway, they come out.
I'm dirty.
They come out on top last night, 20-19 against the Houston Texans on the road. Certainly an impressive win. And Baker Mayfield on the final drive, as if he didn't have more fans, he is a darling in the NFL. The question now is, are the Bucs a legit Super Bowl contender? Because we've messed around here with them winning the division and even winning games in the playoffs. But, what about Super Bowl? Is that too crazy?
I don't see it. I feel like they're going to play a tough first-round game, maybe get out of that, then a tough second-round game. I mean, let's look at their recent playoffs experiences. Last year, they lost a brutal game to the Commanders in the wild card. The year before that, they lost at the Lions in the second round. They lost a wild card the year before that, lost the second round the year before that. Like, that is a tendency that they win that easy division, which now they just totally dominate. But there's just not enough firepower for Green Bay, Philadelphia, the Rams. I'm not sure that those teams, that they can beat them in the playoffs.
Okay, but I'm looking around. Every year is different, right? Like, I'm looking
Feels
around.
like every year is exactly the same for them.
No, but I'm still, wondering whether or not Matthew Stafford is going to last the whole season. We're already seeing quarterback injuries start to build up a little bit, and we'll get to that in just a moment with updates on J.J. McCarthy, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, and the like. Let's see. The Eagles look good and the Packers look good. No doubt about that. But, we were questioning week one with the Lions. What's going on there? Now, they rebounded, obviously, against the Bears and did really well. Like, there are just still a lot of things, I think, unsettled a little in the NFC. And here's the thing about the Bucs. Are we kind of holding this against them that they play in the NFC South?
Yeah.
Because they have the formula for any championship team. They have a quarterback that's capable of winning a Super Bowl. I think we would both say Baker Mayfield is talented enough to win a Super Bowl, yes?
I mean, on the lower end of quarterbacks that are talented enough to win a Super Bowl.
All right. I mean, he's a fringe top 10 quarterback.
Maybe he's a 10th quarterback in the league. Is that good enough to win a Super Bowl? Probably.
If you think Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl, you probably have to think that Baker Mayfield can win a Super Bowl, no?
That's hard. That's a close one. I would have to stop on the. I mean, I think Goff's a little higher on most quarterback lists than Baker, just a little bit. I mean, I think I'd rather have Hurts than Baker.
Okay, well, Hurts also just won a Super Bowl, so we have the proof. But let's just say you have a capable enough quarterback.
I'll give you the quarterback, okay.
Last night, they lost all these guys. They're shuffling around the offensive line. They're still able to move the ball, and that's something that a lot of teams would not be able to overcome, especially against a good defense, which Houston has. They have a fantastic wide receiver room. I mean, Emeka Egbuka looks like one of the steals of the draft.
Yeah, a little old. I mean, Mike Evans still somehow can jump 4 feet in the air and catch the ball, but
they run the ball with Bucky Irving. Like, they've got a run game. And then on defense, Todd Bowles is a master. I know Levante David's like 100, but he almost had that interception last night. And they've got Vita Vea. I mean, they've got stars and they've got guys. They've got dudes on that defense. Like, they actually do have the formula.
They're 2-0, and they could easily be 0-2. That's just the way it's the way the Bucs are. Like, last year.
Can I say the same thing about the Eagles? I mean, the Eagles ended up in a very close game against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas maybe should have won that game. In a super close game on the road against Kansas City. I could say that about a lot of 2-0 teams.
Before that rain delay, the Eagles were kind of running it down the Cowboys' throat.
And
like,
Dallas
they could have scored 100.
Countering.
Yeah, but the Eagles could have scored 100 points last night, and they definitely, they beat the crap out of the Chiefs. I mean, that game was not nearly as close as the score.
Was a one-score game.
I mean, kind of, because they let them have that they went into a total prevent and let them score that meaningless touchdown.
I'm just saying.
But this is literally like Tampa Bay. The Falcons missed a field goal, and they had a last-minute drive where they converted a 4th and 10 on a 20-yard scramble. Like, this, they were on the razor's edge. they could easily be at least 1-1. And this is the Bucs that we know. Like, they will have a lot of crazy battles with the Falcons. Like, there's always going to be a weird NFC South game. They'll drop one of the Panthers late in the season. Like, why are they any different than the team that has been 10-7 and going out in the first or second round of the playoffs? I asked you that.
Well, again, you got Ibuka now. You have a more mature Baker Mayfield, which is something we talked about last hour about how his approval rating went from very polarizing quarterback, both at Oklahoma and now and at in the Cleveland Browns, and now the sort of underdog, universally liked, praised Baker Mayfield.
But that's outside. What about? I mean, inside as far as like from a betting standpoint, like What's different? He's 30 now.
Guy makes winning plays. I don't know. I saw a lot of praise for him last night with that last-minute drive. I thought it was really like the Texans' defense looking abysmal on that final drive. But I think Baker, that's what you want, right? As any fan of any team, you want a dude who you believe can get it done in the final minutes of a game. And he's got that. So, I don't know.
You don't know what?
Are the Tampa Bay, like, I don't know why people wouldn't consider them a legit Super Bowl contender. Because they also couldn't you look at them as one of those NFC teams, that's just knocking on the door? Like, we see a lot of those teams too that get praised. Like, they're always there. They're winning the division.
Hanging around the rim, as Jerry Jones said.
Exactly. Like, all you need is like a break here or there. Look at the Commanders last year. No one thought they were going to the NFC Championship game, and they got a break here or there. They got a beat up Lions team. They got, it was like fortuitous in a lot of ways, and they went on a heater.
Yeah, they got blown out.
Eventually, by the Super Bowl champs, who also blew out the Chiefs. Maybe nothing was stopping that.
Yeah, I mean...
But the Bucs may not suffer the same fate. I'm just saying they're there. Like, why would they go from just playoff contender to Super Bowl contender? What is actually keeping them from that?
I think that there's a good reason. There's a lot of evidence that they are a level below the Eagles, Packers, and I would say maybe the Rams, too, this year. I would put them at tier 2. I'd put them at 4th in the NFC, kind of tied with the Niners and the Lions, which, again, you're right, definitely has a shot. But, I mean, I'm not making that future bet. You probably could because the odds are better on the Bucs than a lot of those teams. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the recent playoff history is against me here. And also, too, these were very thin wins. They were typical Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield wins. I don't walk out of there getting blown away. I mean, week 1, Atlanta easily could have won that game.
Definitely.
So, and the NFC South, it's going to be the Bucs forever until the end of time, until Baker retires. But there's going to be a lot of close games as the year goes on. They're an up and down team. They're kind of a funny team.
I just think maybe early in the season, is it about winning by margin or is it just about winning? Like, you're still working things out. Again, they lost a lot of guys. They were shuffling things around on the offensive line last night. Sometimes in the beginning of the season, everyone kind of feels like they're holding on for dear life. Sometimes you're the Lions and hang 50 on someone, and sometimes you're just sort of making it happen, and you are able to learn off of that tape, yet learning off a win as opposed to a loss.
Well, look at their schedule. We'll see some real tests coming up. They have the Jets this week. So they could jump out to 3-0, which would be impressive. But then the Eagles, Seahawks, Niners, Lions all in a row. Then we'll really see where they land in the NFC power rankings. I think all those teams are pretty close. Those will probably be 4 wild, close games, last-minute drives by Baker Mayfield. We'll see if they work.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So asking you, are the Bucs a Super Bowl contender or just a playoff team? Houston Texans, not looking great. And now, to be fair, 2 tough opponents in their first 2 games. Yeah. You got to go on the road to play the Rams, and then last night against the Bucs. It's just the offense. Like, what has happened? Now, generally, the Texans can kind of overcome this, Pearl, to still win playoff games, which is impressive. But C.J. Stroud was on a rocket ship to becoming a Tier 1 quarterback, and that has certainly stalled.
Yeah, I think there were moments last night. I mean, that first touchdown pass to Nico Collins was amazing. You got to throw to Nico Collins like every play, but it just didn't seem easy to do. Obviously, I think how the Cowboys could only throw to CeeDee Lamb? It feels like the Texans only have success. They have a lot of injured wide receivers. I get it, but it feels like the run game is nothing. So it's a lot on C.J. Stroud. I just wonder, last night, did that line protect him enough? And did the offensive coordinator, the new offensive coordinator, Nick Cali, did he look any different than the old offensive coordinator?
No, remember Laramie Tunsil leaving? That was going to be like, Laramie Tunsil out of there. It's like,
it's safe like it's 8 false starts a game, but yeah.
But still, I mean, if C.J. Stroud is still under duress, then I don't know if it matters.
Again, I don't think it was as simple as him being under duress. Like, it just seemed like there was nowhere to go with the ball. Anytime he threw to a receiver, the receiver was covered. They're a mess. I am not losing faith in them at all because that defense is amazing. Will Anderson, what's the deal with that guy? Like, somebody block him, please.
And Danielle Hunter. EJ, you want a mulligan on your AFC Super Bowl pick of the Houston Texans?
I mean, I'm not going to jump off the bandwagon just because I don't do that, but I don't feel good about this team at all.
Good for you, EJ.
I mean, I don't. If you tell me, Teddy, I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, I'm like, that team does not look like a Super Bowl team. Now, defense, I think, looks like a Super Bowl defense. I know they gave up the play late. They gave up a 4th and 10 run. If they don't give that up, they win the game, right? So they were very close to really putting the clamps on what I think is a very good Tampa offense. And they were really good against the Rams the week before. They put the clamps on the Rams, too. It's just their offense has not held up the bargain at all. So is this one of those things where a new offensive coordinator means they just need more time to gel? Maybe, but this team to me looks like they look like a candidate for finding an offensive lineman at the trade deadline. Like, to me, they're going to have to add players to this offensive line because we can talk about C.J. Stroud. We can debate about the time. They can't run.
Yeah.
They can't run at all. And
but is that Nick Chubb or is that the line? I mean, Chubb was slow.
That second down call near the goal line.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was just nobody moved. Like, Vita Vea, he knocked like 2 or 3 Texans linemen like 3 yards back and then made the tackle. I mean, they are terrible. So you can't run and you can't protect your quarterback. How you got to have to add people. You got to have to find guys on the street or something.
You're not going to you're not going to find great offensive linemen at the trade deadline.
Well, that's how they got Tunsil, though.
That was such a weird, bizarre thing, though.
I think they're going to have to pull something like that again. They're going to have to find a team that is kind of out of it and doesn't want to pay a guy. I was looking at Colton Miller playing yesterday. I'm wondering, like, what's his deal? Like, if the Raiders really are bad, could the Texans call them? Like, they're going to have to find somebody to at least help a little bit.
Yeah, but do you trust that offense, just the way the offense is run? Like, did it look like an evolved, Yeah, I don't at all. And also, they put up a graphic during the game of all the injured wide receivers. Like, it's Nico Collins or bust. I like this Woody Marks kid, by the way. Get him involved. Again, they're going to...
Well, is that a bad job then by DeMeco Ryans? I mean, I imagine at this point, he's the one who's hiring everyone on his staff. Like,
he's a defensive guy.
Yeah, but you're still the head coach. Like, you're the one who has to... You're very different here than a lot of teams changing their offenses, which is you need someone who can kind of... like, hit the ground running. You know, you're not a rebuilding team. You're a division champ.
So don't do a first-time coordinator? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just wondering. I mean, we didn't love Chip Kelly last night, so sometimes going with a veteran isn't the answer either. But
I'm not sure. Maybe go back in time and get Cliff Kingsbury. I'm not sure which offensive coordinator you could get. I mean, hey, Ben Johnson hasn't moved the ball at all in Chicago. I'm not sure there was an easy answer out there.
Perhaps not. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476.
I want them all again on my Super Bowl pick.
Who'd you pick?
Baltimore Ravens. They look great, but they're gonna. I did not realize that the AFC East is now going to vie to be the worst division in the history of sports. So Buffalo is granted this home playoff game, and Lamar's going to have to go out to the cold weather. It's Buffalo's year. Sorry, Maggie. Like, it's really, this is more about how bad the Jets looked last week. Sorry, EJ.
Oh, no, don't be sorry. They look terrible.
Yeah, and the Dolphins and Patriots both looked terrible in that game, too. So Buffalo gets 6 wins, boom, off the bat. And then, so Baltimore has to go to Buffalo. I wish I had thought more about the weather. Because you know I'm obsessed with talking about weather. This is going to be a weather conference.
Pearl, I wouldn't be surprised if you moonlight as one of those weather and traffic on the ones people at some other radio station under a different name. Just like for the hell of it.
Him and Mike Trout, Perloff and Mike Trout must have the most riveting conversations about weather.
Mike Trout's a weather guy. Nick Saban's a big weather guy.
Mike Trout is a weather nerd.
But I have a question. Now they do 5 minutes of weather on the news.
Sure.
Can't you just open your phone and see what the weather is? That is like, has the technology killed that segment of the local news?
Andrew Perloff, welcome to 2025, brother.
You know, I'm going to be honest, though. If I happen to be watching my late local news, generally after a football game, when they do the tease coming up, rain or sun, stick around to find out the weekend forecast. I'm sticking around. It's the best tease you have going.
Why?
That's some good writing right there.
Just open your phone.
Because sometimes the phone lies, and sometimes the meteorologist.
The phone definitely lies.
But I don't get the full detail stuff. I want which way the wind currents are going.
Are you
and
flying
you're
a
one of
plane?
those? You think I'm the weather nerd?
I would need a barometric pressure.
You want to know which way the wind currents are going?
Yeah.
Don't you want to know if you need to wear sunscreen?
What, are you going out on your Cessna afterwards?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I like the in-depthness of the meteorologist.
Okay, see.
I think secretly I always wanted to be a meteorologist.
Wait, so this by the way, transference here. Maggie's like, you want to do weather on the ones.
Maybe I want to do weather.
I mean, you just said secretly I always wanted to be a weather person.
And maybe I didn't want to. I think I could have been good at it.
That's a lot of science. You good at science?
You just said I secretly want to be a weather person. You wanted to be a weather person.
But I'm making no steps to do that on this show. You bring up weather all the time.
You care about barometric. Remember, I have a friend who does weather in the Pacific Northwest, and he evaluated Maggie's weather.
I wrote a fake weather delivery.
Said she was really good. Yeah. So it's always been
that
you
meant more to
who's
me than
obsessed
anything.
with
But like even on the local news, you're not going to get the barometric meter pressure of what's going on. You're not going to find that on NBC4.
I mean, I'll be honest. I know whether people. I think a lot of it, the models do everything for you. At this point, I don't think my good friend John Dabo at New York One is.
No, not Giselle models.
He's not crunching numbers. I think he's just the models are showing him things and he's just interpreting them.
That's funny. We actually thought that they were like serious scientists who were spending 6 hours a day studying. Well, of course, EJ, he's a weatherman.
No, he's talking about Maggie can't do science. I'm like, she doesn't have to. She has to.
Yeah. Nobody thought that there was Al Roker is actually sitting there on a computer tracking models.
Manny apparently did. He's the one who brought the damn science.
I would like to believe that my meteorologists are doing some kind of science.
No, they're
you're an idiot.
Licking their finger and holding it up to the air. It's like, windy.
No. They're reading a report on a computer.
And who did that report? Scientists.
Yeah, but not them.
Have you noticed there are some attractive female weather people?
Just because you're a good-looking chick means that you can't read science?
Got him.
Boom.
By the way,
that's
completely
daughters, what are you gonna
un-PC
say?
what I just said. I'm not saying that.
Strike it from the record.
I'm not saying, and there's some good-looking men too, by the way. Like,
Amen.
The guy on NBC is very handsome.
If you will you go to meteorology school? Like everybody's super good-looking? Is that how it works?
I think that's probably the hottest people alive.
Honestly.
Or maybe it's just people who want to be in TV and are reading a report that was printed out from a computer.
And this is why we're on radio.
Do a lot of people transition, though, from meteorology to news? EJ, you worked in the news biz. I think some people use sports to get to news.
Yeah, definitely. I
don't sniff those people out right away.
I mean, in my time in TV, no one I could think of ever tried to go and do the anchor thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the easy crossover.
But to be honest, I think a meteorologist is a good job. Like, I'll be honest. Like, as someone who worked with meteorologists, like, they only need you every hour or so. You do your report.
Except when you've got to be the doofus out there in the storm.
Yeah, the snowstorm and the hurricane is the one. Those are your worst days, but that's twice a year, depending on where you are in the country. If you're in Florida, that's a rough deal.
Dangerous.
Or if you're in Buffalo, that's a rough deal.
Yeah.
But in New York City, for example, like, maybe one really bad rain event, maybe two really bad snow events.
You want to be out there during Superstorm Sandy?
No.
Maggie?
Not at all. I was in my apartment with no electricity.
If you're the number one meteorologist, you're not going out there. They're sending the number 3 or number 4 guy. The number one guy's got to be in the studio so they can, keep giving you these updates on what's happening with the models.
Send the rookie out.
Unless you're Jim Cantori. That dude is nuts.
You guys are.
He's got a brand.
Honestly, I'm sorry, you're 100% wrong. The only thing that's worth being a weatherman is to go out on those storms. That's the only thing that.
Is that right?
Because you get a lot of camera time?
Yeah, you get a lot of camera time. It's all fake, by the way. Like anytime you pull back from Jim Cantori, there's like an old lady like 7 feet away with a walking with a wire. He's like, I can't believe the storms. And then there's like 3 kids walking their dog like 3 feet behind them. That's all fiction. Like that is the greatest job ever. If you're a weatherman, you want to get out of that.
Tell that to the field reporter in Fargo, North Dakota right now.
Yeah, I don't want to be that
person. Not looking forward to the winter right now.
I don't think. I mean, someone who had to get John Davitt, my good friend, out of the weather studio. I don't think he wanted to be out there.
But Jim Cantori, obviously, I think is
some of them do.
I think is the gold standard.
Sam Champion.
We used to have. Isn't it so funny? The one guy I always heard in New York, we had Storm Field. Like the guy was born with the name Storm, and he became a weatherman.
Mm-hmm. No, he had no other path in life.
Yeah, I'm kind of joking. His name is Elliot. I just looked it up.
Oh well, why ruin that?
Now you ruined the experience.
I know somebody. She's a meteorologist, and her name is Amy Freeze.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
And it's Freeze. She was born a role she was born to play.
Is she related to the third baseman?
they spell it different.
Okay.
Sally Ann Mosey, she would always say, when you mosey out the door today, she used her name as a way to introduce what you were supposed to do when you go out in the elements, whatever it's going to be.
Rainn Wilson, he went into the wrong field of wrong business.
We tried to do a segment called Gray Area, but
no gray area.
No gray area.
Why? Oh.
Good morning, Manny. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. All right, that actually started with a conversation about the Tampa Bay Bucs. Are they more than just playoff contenders? Are they actually Super Bowl contenders?
It rains in Florida.
It does. A lot. Coming up, lots of injuries, unfortunately, to quarterbacks, the worst. We also have Arch Manning addressing his critics and the boos that he heard from the Texas faithful over the weekend. It's the Maggie and Perloff Show.
All right, Maggie. It's football season. It's baseball season. All kinds of sports you can find on Prize Pick. Every day we make choices, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Millions of users, billions of dollars in winnings. Prize Pick's the best place to put your takes to the test. So easy to use. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport. And I mean any sport. Wide range. I don't care what you're into. You can find it on Prize Picks. You pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win big.
Yeah, last night, good to me. I hate to do it, but I had to back your Philadelphia Phillies. Was a winner by combining that with Justin Herbert more than 240 passing yards.
So you're on the Bryce Harper. Do you hear that? You're on the Bryce Harper train. Love it.
Just for betting purposes. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code M&P and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code M&P on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Every Monday we do something called M&P 500, stock up, stock down. There are two quarterbacks that I'm buying now because they are at all-time lows.
I can guess one of them.
You can probably guess both of them if you think about it.
Yeah, Arch Manning and DJ Lagway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because to buy stocks, and anybody can buy at the top. Anyone can buy Garrett Nussmeier and John Mateer. DJ Lagway is coming off a 5-interception game, and Arch Manning is, for some reason, sidearm slinging it all over the field, just not to his receivers. So I don't know why, but I think the NFL views both these players differently than the public, because I think everyone is down on Arch. If you watch that UTEP game, that was such a disgusting game anyway. Like, there was nothing, like, they really didn't even drop back to pass in the second half. I'm very curious in, like, where Arch is in 4 weeks, because he cannot be lower in public opinion right now. He might not fix this at all, but I have a feeling like there are some tools there that I think the NFL still likes Arch probably. The NFL still likes DJ Lagway if DJ Lagway is healthy. I think there's still something there, but everyone has clearly jumped off the Arch bandwagon.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to squint right now because with Arch, like, when you say the tools are there, like, we do see some impressive throws, but also weirdly the fundamentals kind of feel a little bit off. And I'm no quarterback guru, but, you know, it seems like he's making the easy stuff look way harder than it needs to be. And I think the second half of that game against UTEP, for what we're hearing now, Steve Sarkisian really dumbed down the offense, or simplified the offense because he saw that Arch was struggling and tried to just make things as easy as possible.
He only threw, how many passes did he throw in the whole game?
Well, exactly. I think they realized, he missed his first 11 passes, and including 10 passes, and one was an interception, and there was another one that probably should have been picked. Let's hear from Arch. Speaking to the media yesterday, says he has to play much better because the SEC schedule is about to start.
Yeah, I think a lot of quarterbacks and a lot of players are hard on themselves because they want to be great, and it's frustrating because I know I'm better than this, and I got to play better.
Meanwhile, the SEC schedule doesn't start this week. This week is Sam Houston State. That should be one of the layups. I think they've been an FBS team for like 3 years.
Well, yeah, but this spread is pretty close. I think it's 47 or something.
More from Arch says it's natural for quarterbacks to blame. More from Arch saying he has to play better.
I got to play better. It's not good enough, as y'all can see. I got to play better for us to. Maybe it slides against UTEP, but it's not going to win us games against SEC. I got to play better.
So there's Arch. I mean, he's taking accountability. I thought it was a little interesting, Steve Sarkisian trying to normalize this thing, saying at halftime of the game, I told Arch, you haven't been a quarterback in the SEC until you've been booed by your home fans. Like, so now you can just go out and play freely. It's like, All right. I don't know.
Charlie Ward went on Twitter and defended him too, saying, I got booed at Florida State, and he's one of the best college quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. So it does happen. That being said, obviously, you're right, though. He does have to play much better. He will play Lagway in 2 weeks to start his SEC schedule. Then there's some real tests. But, hey, this is one thing. This is definitely a team thing. Like, they can't run the ball at all. I don't know when Weiser comes back, but they need – this is not Steve Sarkisian football at any level. The receivers aren't playing well except for that one guy, 19, the – Parker Livingston,
Livingston,
who isn't even supposed to be a thing. So there are a lot of shortcomings. Listen, Texas lost their best receiver, Matthew Golden. They lost a lot on defense, and now they're supposed to have these stars on defense. They played pretty good, but we'll see. I mean, this is actually there's some pressure on Sark here too. It's not just Arch Manning. Because do you see guys running wide open down the field? Which is
sometimes I do, and Arch is missing up by quite a bit.
Down the field. Yeah, I don't know. I think back to the Ohio State game. Was he missing like wide open guys at any point?
Okay, but Ohio State is different. I think it was
That's
shocking
game
to
where
see.
It started.
No, I know. It was shocking to see him play not so well against Ohio State, but Ohio State, number one team in the country. I mean, you can look, they just won the national championship. Their defense is sending guys to the NFL all over the place. Not the same for San Diego and for UTEP. We're still watching Arch struggle. That's the problem. Like, the problem was not Ohio State. That could be forgivable. You're like, all right, wait and see. That's a huge opponent, a massive start on the road. These last two games have been at home, and Arch still looks lost. All right.
Well, I don't know about his struggle. I mean, he had like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns in one of the games. He flinging it all over the place.
But how'd it look?
I mean, it looked fine once he settled down a little bit. Like, actually, the second game against San Jose State, that wasn't a bad game.
San Jose, excuse me.
Yeah, that was like a comeback game for Arch. But again, like, they should have probably won 60-7. But that wasn't bad. This week was bad.
I think these were both supposed to be like get-right games for him, and there was still people leaving there like with questions about why it didn't look better.
Yeah, I mean, Arch, like the stat line, 19 for 30, 295, 4 touchdowns. And also, one thing, you will admit he can run.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's okay. But, you know, maybe this is because of his last name. He's a Manning. I kind of expected that he'd be able to throw the ball a little bit better. Okay, so we have the sound. Okay, so this was Danny Cannell yesterday. He's on a podcast called The Cover 3, and he compared Arch to some other famous athletes, and not in a good way.
And the take that I had on it, which does not bring me any joy, but I don't think it's that crazy, there's almost like a Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons something going on.
Oof.
Where those guys were all everything. They were supposed to be incredible. And then something happened, and it's mostly mental, where I was wondering how Arch Manning would handle the hysteria that was around him. And he downplayed everything. But to me, this is very much a quarterback, which his confidence is completely shot.
So, Pearl, they've ruled out that he's injured at all, but a Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons comparison, and you being the big Sixer fan here, you know all too well how much that got in these guys' heads, and they just couldn't get their careers really back on track.
Yeah, it seems a bit early for that to me. I mean, when did Simmons fall apart? Like 4 years into the pros? And Fultz fell apart, like 2 years into the pros? Arch Manning started 5 games. I mean, Ben Simmons was an all-star, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Does that feel...
But take the timeline away from it. What are you saying? Guys who lost their way, who we saw... I mean, Arch was a 5-star coming out of high school. Whether you thought it was his last name or not. He was like... We watched some high school tape, right? Like, do you think this is just all completely mental? Like it was with Ben Simmons and with Markelle Fultz?
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying because the form is so weird. Just like Markelle Fultz shooting form got weird. But no, I think it's way too early to make that comparison. I'm being serious. Like, this is 5 starts. It took a long time for Ben Simmons to lose his mind. So I'm just saying, like, Arch maybe can come back mentally.
There's more from Cannell. What else we got?
I feel like it's impacting his mechanics, which is the similarity I would compare to both of those guys. Because at one time, their mechanics looked good. At one time, they could make the shots. We've seen Arch make all the throws, and even there were times in that game when he had a couple of nice throws, but there are way too many stretches where it is as in Sark was trying to get his confidence up by calling easy routes, quick hitches, crossing routes, and he was missing them. There is something, this is a greater problem that Sark has 1 week to figure out.
Yeah, Cannell also went on to say, like, can you bench Arch Manning? Like, if it doesn't improve and now you're in your SEC schedule, is it even for a series? Not for a whole game, just a series or two?
I don't think so. I mean, just run him. There's no reason to bench him. By the way, Ben Simmons made the All-Star game 3 times from 2019 to 2021 before he really fell apart. So
right, but aren't you looking at the wrong thing with this comparison?
No,
right?
no, I saw there was a mental break where Ben Simmons lost his crap. Like, and probably
a defined moment. You're saying the playoffs against Atlanta.
No, it was before that. It was before that where he just became very uncomfortable shooting the ball. It took a long time though. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, this very well may be happening to Arch right now, but 5 games, can it come back? Where Simmons had a definitive break in his career where he completely lost his confidence on offense. Fultz is a little different because he got hurt, but yeah, no, I just think that took a long time for Ben Simmons to get there. I'm not ready to go there for Arch. I mean, are you?
I think it is mental. It's got to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think it shows that he's human. And I also think that this is actually a great opportunity for him to, he's kind of hitting rock bottom. I hope there's not worse than this, right? Getting booed by your home fans in a game where you should be absolutely throttling your competition and everything seemed really hard because you were making it harder. So I do think he has an opportunity to right the season for sure.
I mean, Arch Manning, he spoke yesterday, and he basically said he is dealing with, he feels like it is a mental thing for him.
Probably mental, to be honest. I think I just need to go out there and play my game. I know the type of athlete and type of player I am. Just go cut it loose and have some fun, play ball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess would it have been not human for him to be feeling no nerves, no jitters at all, considering all the hype around him going into the season? Some ways, maybe he's just human. 888-710-4ISN. What do you think of Arch Manning? Danny Cannell, the former FSU quarterback and Giants quarterback, compared him to Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz, 2 guys who very famously lost their confidence. What's up, Bogusch?
Guys, I got headline sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. We all saw Tom Brady last night relaxing in a suit in the Raiders coach's booth, headset on during Monday Night Football with the Chargers. There was also a report that Brady chats with offensive coordinator Chip Kelly 2 to 3 times a week about game planning. Pete Carroll kind of denied that post-game.
That's not accurate. We have conversations. I talk to Tom. Chip talks to Tom regularly. I mean, we have a tremendous asset. And so, and we all get along well and we respect each other. And so we just talk, about life and football and whatever it comes. And he has great insight. So we're lucky to have him as an owner.
It's not 2 to 3 days a week. It's 6 to 7 days a week, guys.
Yeah, so
that's not true.
So they do talk, just maybe not that much, and sometimes not about football.
Like, how you doing? How's the family? Good. All right, why did we suck in the red zone against the Chargers?
And none of that has to do with Brady's continued conflict of interest between being a minority owner in Vegas and then working games in the Fox booth. As for this game, the Raiders could have used more thoughts and maybe some throws from TB12 against the Chargers.
And they rush for Geno. Under pressure, trying to roll out of it from behind. Tooley. And he's still alive. Geno now scrambling to his right, throwing to his right to nobody out of bounds. Turnover on downs.
Oh, they're having fun on Chargers radio. The Bolts picked off Geno Smith 3 times. They stopped Vegas on 4th down twice in the 4th quarter to secure a 29 win and a 2-0 start. Jim Harbaugh would agree with Maggie's immortal advice.
I think you got to give him a D.
Just a tremendous defensive performance.
The Charger offense included touchdown passes to Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen. It is not just those porcelain QBs that broke over the weekend. Cowboys center Cooper Beebe has a right high ankle sprain, could miss 2 months. And the Panthers putting 2 O-linemen on IR. Right guard Robert Hunt might be done for the season with a torn biceps.
Ouch.
And center Austin Corbett has a grade 3 MCL sprain.
Ooh, grade 3. Is that good or bad?
That's bad.
Well, grade 1 is better?
So really, always the higher number is worse, except we learned in DEF CON. DEF CON starts high and goes low. You don't want a second or third degree burn.
Oh, I thought first degree burn was the bad one.
No, this is what we had to decide the last time this came up.
It's the DEF CON that's throwing everything off.
Yes.
Because DEF CON 1 is bad, but DEF CON 5, that's all right.
Us, the public, might not even know.
Those are the good old days, DEF CON 5.
DEF CON 5, you can finish whatever you're watching on Netflix and then maybe mosey to the car.
I thought first degree burn was the one you didn't want to get. Now I'm just learning this right now.
Science.
I think you might have learned it like 3 weeks ago, too.
Oh, that was 3 weeks ago.
I can't. Honestly, I've been trying this for years. To be fair, I probably wasn't listening, but I just always had trouble wrapping my head around.
Dartmouth, baby, Dartmouth.
I had an ongoing joke at the Dan Patrick Show. I sprained my ankle, and I called it a grade 2 ankle sprain, and I didn't know which was better, the first or the third. So we started
2
calling.
2 is good, right in the middle.
Yeah, we started calling it the grade 2. It lasted for 10 years. How's the grade 2? That's what people would say.
How is the grade 2?
So my ankles are a mess from years of
so
spraining
now
them.
it's grade 3?
No, it's been consistently bad. Grade 2, right down the middle. Not so severe that it's grade, help me out here,
3.
But not easy enough that it's
grade 1.
Yeah, it's grade 2.
All right.
Do you understand Perloff has access to some of one of the world's best orthopedic doctors, and for some reason it's still grade 2?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Then the other ankle is messed up. By the way, my wife's going through it right now.
You guys need to stop getting your ankles snatched on the basketball court.
No,
sit down.
She's got a hip injury.
Oh, no.
And that is
from getting kicked by a horse?
I think that is the most common sports injury. Every runner has to deal with hip injuries. I'm looking for some help there. Definitely
my wife had
at least
7
grade
injuries.
2.
She got kicked by a horse.
Yeah. So we're in the full world of PT and orthopedics everywhere. HSS. We're like comparing the different hospitals. Like I don't know how these pro athletes do it. I got to be totally honest. Like all these injured quarterbacks.
Ask them in the waiting room. That's the place you're going to the places they're going.
Yeah. Like, is Joe Burrow coming to New York? Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you guys competing for like the worst X-rays available?
Yeah. Do you ever do that though with your significant others?
Nope.
It's like, how was your day? It's like a competition for how tough your day was.
Yeah. Oh, always.
It's basically just so who doesn't have to do the dishes.
Yeah. But now it's as we get older, it's more like, how's the MRI?
Oh God.
Yeah.
How's that scan?
Yeah. You guys seem like a barrel of laughs.
But then again,
over there.
EJ, you're in that world too.
I mean, yeah, well, I've had the worst in terms of physical for the last year plus.
Yeah, you should be our in-show expert on any of these injuries. You've had them all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a grade 3 if I've ever heard of one.
That was grade 7.
We knew it at the time too.
The high school level. Torn patella.
Yeah.
You've torn your ACL and your shoulder, right? Or
Yeah, well, patella tendon and torn labrum.
Good Lord,
Shoulder.
let's put this guy in some bubble wrap.
Multiple labrum tears.
Bionic man, EJ and Bogusch.
He's
Everyone,
that means
thank you.
EJ's not doing the dishes.
I know. You win forever. And ironically, Andrea is a yoga instructor, so she's going to be the healthiest person we all know.
Yeah. Her work is cut out for her with EJ.
Okay, Sun Salute's not going to fix that. Coming up next, we have the Maggie and Perloff Heisman Watch. Spoiler, Arch not there. Maggie and P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie, great, Andrew Perloff. We'll get to the Heisman Watch in just a moment. After 3 weeks of college football, I've got some opinions about this. But, Pearl, you think you have the best player comp for Arch Manning, who Danny Cannell, Cover 3 podcast yesterday, compared to Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons, saying that he's lost his confidence and that's affecting his fundamentals.
So I don't want to make this comp because I'm on Team Arch. I want to see this kid recover from a very bad start. But Christian Hackenberg, amazing his first year at Penn State, came in as a generational prospect, was supposed to be the man, looked great, beat Michigan, sort of was bringing Penn State out of the ashes. Bill O'Brien leaves for the pros to go to Houston, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden can do nothing at Penn State, goes in the second round of the draft, not even a first rounder, does nothing at the Jets. Actually, I saw him. There was a spring league, I think it was called the AAF. And
One of those, yeah.
I went down to a tryout. It wasn't even a tryout. It was sort of a camp. Mike Singletary was the coach, and Christian Hackenberg was the quarterback. I saw him throw 4 interceptions in a row in practice. I could not believe it. It was the most amazing thing. He could not. He lost everything. And it had to be mental, right? Because he got really bad.
That's the Memphis Express to you and me, by the way.
But is that like, yikes? I mean, that's kind of. I thought that Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz was a harsh assessment by Danny Cannell. Christian Hackenberg is remembered as an all-time flameout. No.
That's why I didn't want to do it because I don't think he's Hackenberg yet. But I mean, I do think the trajectory is so. Actually, Hackenberg has had more success than Arch. Hackenberg won a lot of, won some big college games. I don't really know what happened because physically, you look at Christian Hackenberg, right? When the Jets took him, like, what's wrong? Like, this guy should be good, right?
He literally did not play a snap for the Jets in a regular game. Am I right about that, EJ? I don't think he ever got on the field in a regular season game.
He did not.
Like, for the Jets, who've been looking for a quarterback forever.
Was he a second-round pick? He was, right?
Yes,
he was.
And he never got any run with them at all?
Literally never got on the field. I think Greg McElroy got on the field before him.
Greg McElroy did play for the Jets.
But I think he actually literally suited up in a game. Yeah, Bryce Petty from Baylor.
Christian Hackenberg tried to be a pitcher for a little bit, tried baseball after he quit from football.
He literally has, you go to his Pro Football Reference page, he literally has no stats. His combine stats are the only thing there.
I wonder if he would have some good advice maybe for Arch Manning.
No,
Very different kind of pressure, though. I mean, Arch, like, in some ways, it's kind of predictable that, you had Paul Feinbaum out there saying that Arch was going to be the best college player of all time. I mean, I know.
One of the worst takes in the history of
well, I mean, obviously,
probably
very wrong unless Arch really miraculously turns it around. But I think, like, was it predictable that he'd never be able to live up to any of these standards? Now, it's looked a lot worse than maybe we thought it would look because he is in year 3. Texas was the number 1, ranked team preseason. Their defense still is good. I know the offensive line had some injuries and some new faces, but,
Well, they're not running the ball at all, which is really weird. Hackenberg, 20 touchdowns, 10 picks his first year. Very successful season for Penn State. Next year, he came out with 12 touchdowns and 15 interceptions after Bill O'Brien left. But he was tall, and he still went in the second round of the 2016 draft. So Eli Manning, I was just talking about with the Bogusch in the hall, he wasn't great in college. And that last name catapulted him to number 1 overall. He was good in college, but his numbers were pedestrian compared to the 2 guys he was next to, Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger. So I think the NFL is going to overdraft Arch anyway. I'm being dead serious. Don't you think?
You're probably right about that. Well, it didn't help Shedeur. A famous last name didn't help him, although he also blew the process by all accounts.
If Shedeur was a cover corner, it would have helped him. Shedeur's a quarterback. He's not this is the Mannings. It's a different.
But Shedeur had really good college tape.
Yeah, but Shedeur was a quarterback. Like Deion Sanders you don't draft a Sanders. Name a famous Sanders quarterback. This is a Manning.
Yeah,
it's different.
No, but I think sometimes, I don't think you necessarily have to play the exact same position as your dad.
I think Eli went higher because of Peyton's success. That's what I'm saying.
Probably, yes.
And I think Arch will go higher because of Eli and Peyton and Archie's success.
And let's not forget Shallow.
And he's tall and he's athletic. And some coach out there is going to say, I can fix whatever's going mentally wrong with him. Even Sark should be like, dude, stop throwing sidearm. Don't you think he's saying that right now?
Well, probably. But again, obviously it's not getting through. And the one thing is, could Sark ever bench Arch Manning, which might be the best thing for him, by the way. If he continues to struggle against Sam Houston State, then he might need to take a breather and watch from the sideline. It's not like a crime to bench him, but it would create a firestorm.
You're right. It would be a pretty big firestorm.
But then you got to be comfortable with yourself as a coach that you can either insulate Arch through this or that you can withstand this. Because if you are not, let's say Arch Manning does need to be benched. I'm not saying for games and games and games. Say a series, a quarter, whatever, to just watch from the sidelines and things maybe slow down. If you don't feel like you can handle that from a media aspect, then your program is not as strong as you think.
By the way, I mean, talking about benching the quarterback, they were right in it against Ohio State. It was in Columbus. That game's in Texas. I think Texas wins that game. It's not like it's all a total dumpster fire in Texas right now. They might end up being fine.
Well, we're going to find out because it's one thing you can forgive it against Ohio State. It's how it's looked the last 2 weeks that has people alarmed.
Well, I don't think the San Jose State game was so bad. I think last week's game was bad. Then again, he's got Sam Houston and Florida coming up. Might be kind of easy. I don't know if you have to bench him for those games.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476 if you want to talk about Arch Manning. Also, you can jump in our chat, youtube.com/Infinity Sportsnet, twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network. We say good morning to our affiliates coast to coast and in the great country of Canada.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Geno, they rush 4. Pressure coming, takes a shot to the end zone. Popped up in the air, intercepted for the 3rd time. A touchback.
I think Derwin tipped it.
Derwin definitely tipped it. And Dante Jackson comes down with it.
Thank you to the Chargers Radio Network. Yes, one of 3 interceptions that the Chargers had on Geno Smith last night. Chargers win 20-9. Welcome to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. We'll get to some of these quarterback injuries that you have to know about before week 3 in just a moment. But Pearl, are you convinced that the Chargers and the Raiders, 2 teams that have tried to really sell you hard that, hey, things are different now. We're not chargering anymore. Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh is going to be a marriage that gets them maybe both into the Hall of Fame. Or the Raiders bringing in Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, Tom Brady in the booth last night, even overseeing things that the Raiders have turned a corner or changed at all. Are you buying that at all with either of these teams?
So I think the Raiders are exactly who we thought they were. They had a 7.5 win total coming into the season. They were going to win 7.5 games.
Somehow.
Yeah, they're basically a combination
The Bears are who we thought they were.
They're a combination of what we've seen the Raiders the last 5 years combined with Pete Carroll's Seahawks. They are going to be battling in every game. They are just completely average. I think they have Max Crosby. God bless that guy, because he's turned a no-name defense into a factor. Everyone just sort of feeds off him. So they're okay on defense, and they're just okay on offense. I just don't see any chance of them being special. That's what my answer is. And I don't see any chance of them being terrible like they've been in the past. So I think they're just like sort of right in the middle.
Yeah, I was hoping this would look a little different, especially with Geno Smith, who's never afraid to throw it to anywhere on the field. And we saw that last night, unfortunately, with the 3 interceptions, and no touchdown passes. But, week 1 against the Patriots, and I know that's the Patriots, but it is a Mike Vrabel team. Explosive plays, not tons of points, but really 9 different plays of 20+ yards. It was like the offense was moving.
Tua did the same exact thing to them, though.
I know.
And he's not playing well at all.
Well, that's the problem. I kind of was fooled a little bit maybe by that first game. And the Chargers defense is certainly legit. And Geno just really could not. There was nothing vertical happening last night. Very little. It was all going side to side. And to be honest, Ashton Genty was not awesome either. 11 carries for 43 yards. It was,
didn't have much
bottled up.
Yeah, it didn't have anywhere to really go. But he kind of looked small last night. It just didn't look right. Part of it is they don't have any receivers. Like, who's their burner they're going to?
Well, I guess it's Jacoby Myers. I don't know. They're a little short, especially with Brock Bowers banged up.
I know they love the rookie out of Tennessee, but still, like, they're definitely thin on offense. That's why I think you have to give them 2 years, Maggie. Like, to build this winning culture, it's build. I don't think you could expect them to be there right now with this new coaching staff. I think it'll take steps to be good. And I think this is like they're going from step 1 to step 2 this year. I had lower expectations coming in. If they don't make the playoffs, there's no shame in that. They were terrible last year. At least they're competitive now.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a multi-year process, though, and I'm not trying to be ageist, but Pete Carroll's birthday was yesterday. He's now 74. I mean, he...
Yes, I know what you're talking about, but for Tom Brady being a partial owner, and I think that's part of what we're talking about here, that's going to be a multi-year process. He doesn't have to win immediately. I think he just doesn't want them to be the worst losers.
Yeah, we'll get to the Chargers aspect of this, too, because this could have been a potential chargering spot, and to their credit, they did not make those signature mistakes that at times we've been used to the Chargers doing, and Justin Herbert now looked really good through 2 games. The defense is ferocious, even though they lost Khalil Mack pretty early on the first half to a elbow injury. He came back out, and it was in a sling. But quickly about Brady. So Tom Brady... who we know is a minority owner of the Raiders. We weren't really sure how much influence he was having on the team, though. I always thought a little Pearl. You thought not so much. Like
I didn't think he was making the draft picks. Where I think you were on the different side of the spectrum. You thought he was really hands-on on the draft picks.
I really did. I thought he was having conversations about how the team was going to go, and just kind of had his finger a little bit in everything with his fingerprints, I should say, on everything with the Raiders. Last night, it was a little shocking to see him 10 feet away from Chip Kelly in the offensive coordinator booth with a headset on, and not just a headset like, oh, I can listen to what's happening. A headset with a microphone attached. Like, I can also talk to somebody. I don't know who, but at least I would think Chip Kelly sitting in front of him, and I'm going to be a factor here. First, it made me kind of angry at first, like kind of on behalf of the other teams in the AFC West. I'm like, Brady just did the Chiefs-Eagles game. He's getting access to information that regular people don't have, normal people don't have. And is that a competitive advantage in some ways for him now funneling that information back to the Raiders? Like, Brady's competitive as anybody. And so it made me kind of mad about that, like on behalf of other teams. And then also, you know, what was he the one who decided that Ashton Genty should be the pick? And if so, that was maybe not the right move.
I mean, come on. You think that Tom Brady made that pick? Who is a coach who wants to run the ball and play defense and has used high draft picks on running backs again and again and again? Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Remember Rashad Penny? This is a glitzier version of Rashad Penny. Remember, I think he took Kenneth Walker in the second round.
Was a trade. The Bills took him
but
high.
I'm just saying, like, toward the end, Pete's like, I need to establish a running game, so I'm going to take a running back high. When everyone knows to get a running game, you need an offensive lineman, they kind of mess up that pick. I'm ready to go there after 2 weeks. And I love Ashton Genty. And I think there was a guy, he trucked a guy last night, too. He's awesome. But they really shouldn't have gone there. I personally would have gone with a burner on the outside. I mean, you saw Mecca Buka in the game before. He looks amazing. Teterow and McMillan actually looks amazing on a terrible Panthers team. Or at least go lineman because they need some help there. But they actually invested a lot in that line. So the point is you got to build in the trenches or at least have a Jamar Chase type on the outside. What they have now, their offense doesn't feel like it has the weapons, Maggie.
No, not a lot of juice after week one. And Chip Kelly, I know, really frustrated EJ and Perloff watching him with Ohio State last year. And last night was a bit frustrating. Although you do have to give credit to the Chargers. I just wonder if this was like something, because we're so locked in on this every single day. But if you're a fan out there, just a football fan, you're watching that game, did you have a problem with Tom Brady? By the way, Tom would go to the opening of an envelope right now. He is it's almost like he took less money with the Patriots all those years, and it's like he's making it all back up now post-playing days. It's not just the broadcasting. He's with like fanatics. He's doing an interview with a Saudi sheik because he's going over to Saudi Arabia to play flag football with other stars of the league. And by the way, did not rule out being the quarterback for the flag football team for the Olympics in 2028.
That makes sense.
He's going to be 50.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the Olympics. Like, you know isn't there a former NBA player who's a super elite flag football quarterback? You guys heard this story?
A former NBA player is a flag football star?
Yes. I'm being serious. Like, the flag quarterbacks are way different than you think they are.
Is this like...
Is this Michael Beasley by chance?
No, Matt, what's his face, who played at UCLA, who played basketball and played football.
Oh, Rajon Rondo.
Rondo says he's really good.
Oh,
no, I saw highlights. He's
his
amazing.
Is that who you have in mind?
No,
yeah, Rajon Rondo.
Who's the guy who played at UCLA who's now a podcaster? Up in Smoke.
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes. Yeah. Didn't he play football for UCLA also? I think he did.
Skinny Matt Barnes played football?
I thought
Could
so.
Be.
Anyway.
But anyway, I think and then I've seen there's just like a GOAT flag. Tom Brady could definitely at 50 be the flag football quarterback. It's flag football.
Right.
It's the Olympics. Like, who's he going against? Name a foreign quarterback.
Do we need Tom Brady to win a gold medal of flag football?
It's flag football. Anybody can play. Might as well pull Tom Brady.
I don't know who's starting for France. You're right.
There's no other.
Touché.
There's no foreign quarterback. Actually, is there any?
No, but you're going to have to go like heritage, you know. I'm assuming guys like they do with the World Baseball Classic. Right. You don't have to have been born in that country to compete for that country.
Fred Warner has a Mexican flag on the back of his helmet. What's
his name? Jaden Daniels, his grandparents are Japanese. We learned that over the weekend.
So we know who the Japanese quarterback will be.
Do you think Jaden Daniels is playing for Team Japan in the Olympics?
If you give him a big check, maybe.
I mean, why not, right?
If they got Jaden Daniels, then we need Tom Brady.
Now that I guess I would be in favor if somehow Japan is fielding a team with Jaden Daniels.
You know that
then
famous
we got to bring our A+.
that famous Anthony Edwards quote where he's like, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. That's basically what Japan's gonna be like.
I mean,
they got
the rest
Tom Brady,
of the country,
but we got Jaden Daniels.
The rest of the country is going to present a team like there's going to be 7 punters coming up against. Like the only thing they do, kick and punt, right? And then there's like the occasional Sebastian Vollmer. Well, the Australian rules guys, like, no, this is anybody can play flag football. Manny could be the quarterback and we could win gold, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Got that right, brother. You got that right. That'll lead us to victory. Don't you worry, America.
Let's start getting some wind sprints out of Manny. I just think that, it's funny about Tom. And by the way, just like the Saudis in general just have completely taken over sports. If you watched at all the Terrence Crawford-Canelo Alvarez fight, you had the Sheik right there at the best seat, sitting right next to Dana White.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Let alone live and all that stuff.
I give it less than 10 years. Turkey Al-Sheikh is going to own everything.
He's the Sheik?
Yes, he's the guy. He's the man that's making everything happen. His Excellency.
Yeah, let's put some respect. He... And also, didn't WWE just announce?
Yep, and he was a big part of that. WWE WrestleMania in 2027 in Saudi Arabia, thanks to, again, His Excellency, Turkey Al-Sheikh.
I hate being poor.
He's making everything happen. This guy is... When I saw him stand next to Tom Brady, I was like, oh, he's got that kind of juice.
That is crazy, right?
It's insane.
Dana White and Jason Statham is one thing. Bringing Tom Brady, I know Ronaldo plays over there, right? But, you got Tom Brady out there promoting flag football in Saudi Arabia?
I mean, I learned yesterday that Canelo Alvarez apparently made $75 million to fight Terrence Crawford. So I'm like, oh, that's why that fight happened.
Man, Canelo Alvarez was in such a good mood after that fight.
I would be too after I got $75 million in my back.
I thought it was 100 too. He got 100 from DAZN.
Yeah,
back in the day. But imagine you got 100 million.
Solve a lot of my problems.
I mean, he's probably got a lot in the bank already.
Oh no, Canelo Alvarez, but
Canelo?
Boxers have a bad tendency of going broke.
I'm curious, why does Tom Brady need all this money? He's already got the Raiders. He's selling everything possible. He's selling come have a catch with me for $23,000.
I'll show up at your wedding or bar mitzvah for 50 G's.
Okay.
He's already got the Raiders ownership. I know LeBron wants to buy a team, so he's sort of trying to raise money.
I think that's probably it.
But Brady's got a team.
No, but I mean, maybe one where he wants to be the principal owner. I have no idea. He's a 10% owner now, or maybe less. But do you remember the summer Fanatics Fest was here, and you and I went over there, and WFN was there, and everything, and we were like, "Is Tom Brady getting a personal cut of every person who walks through the door?" Because
he's saying hi to everybody.
He was the main attraction at this thing, and I was with arm's length of the guy.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be able to talk to. Yeah, I mean. I just don't. I really don't understand what he's doing. Isn't he? He's got to kind of focus here on one job.
What, the color commentator spot? I don't
think
that matters.
Well, he's not. He doesn't seem focused on that. He doesn't really seem to be totally focused on the Raiders because he's doing appearances 4 out of 7 days a week. Maybe he should just quit everything and work for the Raiders. Be like the GM.
I mean, they could use him. Lost last night, 20-9 to the Chargers. Maybe.
It's kind of what bothers me about this is that I feel like it's almost like. This gives him kind of plausible deniability to whatever failures the Raiders have. Because he can say, well, I'm just a minority owner and I'm not actually involved. Meanwhile, we see him with a headset in the coaching booth. If he becomes, like Perloff said, if he becomes the general manager or the president, that puts him more in the crossfire, right? He has to answer the media. He has to answer questions about the team. Now he can kind of hide behind the shadow of well, I'm just a broadcaster who's just kind of dialing in every now and then. I kind of wish he would just be the president of the Raiders.
Yeah, right. Pick a lane.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, he became the president of the Lakers, and it was an embarrassment. But he did it. He did it. He didn't shy away and being I'm a broadcaster. He tried. I'd rather Tom Brady do that than do this thing.
Well, I wonder if let's be real. I wonder if last night had any implications for the league.
Well, Schrager's report that he talks to Chip Kelly 2 to 3 times a week. It was Schrager, right, who had that report on the sideline, I believe.
Yes, because he had the Raiders side.
Yeah, he talks 2 to 3 times a week, became a talking point that he got asked, that Pete Carroll got asked about after the game. Bogusch played that sound for us last hour about.
I think it was the visual of Tom Brady with the headset and the graphic saying head coach's room or coach's room.
Yeah.
I think the NFL is not going to like that. I think that they're going to be embarrassed by that because they just changed the rule to let him do the in-game the pregame interviews. They just did that like a month ago.
They gave him more access.
Yeah, they did that like 4 weeks ago. So I think this is. There are owners who can be like, this is not going to
Could you imagine
continue.
being like the assistant tight ends coach? This is your first NFL job, and you're up in the upper deck of the thing, and the guy in the suit sits next to you, puts on a headset, and it's Tom Brady. All right, like, whoa, welcome to the big leagues.
Well,
also, is this normal?
When you're in the press box, sometimes a GM sits right next to you.
Yep.
That is amazing. Like, so you'd be sitting there like taking notes or something, and then the Washington GM is like sits right next to you, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, I remember I would say this if he was sitting right here. I maybe have even told him this story. Being you and I were together for this, I think, in Pittsburgh for the AFC Championship game when the Jets played the Steelers. 2010.
I was not at that game.
You were not at that game?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sitting, Mike Tannenbaum. And he was the GM of the Jets at the time, and he's sitting in the press box. Like Tom Coughlin used to sit in the press box when he was with the Jags, all that stuff. And he just starts slamming his fist down on the desk as they're about to lose. Like he was having a meltdown because the press box, believe it or not, is silent to you could hear a pin drop because you're not allowed to cheer in the press box.
Yeah.
Journalism.
Yeah.
You often do hear somebody with the team yelling, though.
Sometimes you do, but he was just like, I don't even want to do it here. I'm afraid I'll like ruin our equipment.
Please don't.
He was having like a meltdown.
He's going Donkey Kong basically on the desk.
It was rough.
I had a great game. I sat next to Doug Williams when he was the GM of the Washington, formerly Redskins, and he was not intense at all.
Oh, you're chatting him up?
Oh, my God. He was telling me everything. And he was so laid back.
That's cool.
Actually, I don't know if he was vice president or GM, but that was great. You know, when I first started doing this, one of the first people I ever sat next to that was famous, I'm sitting there, and it's like me and some scrub, and Tiki Barber sits next to me. It was awesome.
Foreshadowing.
Coworker, and Tiki had just retired. It was 2007, and he was buttoned up in this tie. And you know what's funny? Tiki might be the nicest person I ever met. Didn't say a word to me the entire game. Did not speak to me.
Did you say hi?
Nah, not really.
Did you say you're an Eagle fan?
No, not at all. But can you picture that? Like, Tiki didn't talk to me. Because
he
he's like
everybody.
the chattiest guy in our entire office.
I know.
Much so, yes.
He's literally the nicest guy.
I think you were a stranger though, so that's probably why he didn't say anything. I feel like if you would have seen you a second time, he definitely would have said something.
That's true.
No, if I had said hi, my name's Andrew, I think he would have been very nice.
No, definitely. I'm saying
you didn't introduce yourself first.
No, I didn't say anything to him. I was kind of
starstruck.
I was not starstruck. I was just like, you kind of feel like you're a nobody in the media room a lot of times, especially when you are a nobody.
Yeah.
It just reinforces your nobodiness.
But then something changed for me. When I got on the Dan Patrick show and I was on TV, then things changed in the media room.
Yeah.
Then I walked around, I was like, oh, there's I know you, or I know you. And even some of the players were like, are you on TV? Like, and then, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Maggie. Like, same thing with you, probably. Like, people, but especially when you went to the New York radio, I'm sure the image in the media room changed.
Well, maybe a few more friends, but what I made sure that I did when I was working at local radio in New York is when I criticized somebody, like especially pretty harshly, which is the job, I would go to the game that day, whatever I could get to the next time, I would go into the locker room. So like, if I'm going to be really critical of the Jets linemen, like I'm going to go in there. I have no idea if they know who I am or not, but the PR people do, and I don't want to ever seem like I'm ducking the smoke. Same thing with the Mets and Yankees. Just very much wanted to not be somebody who's hiding behind a microphone. It's a little harder with this job because if I'm criticizing Chip Kelly today, I can't exactly
go fly out to Vegas,
go to a Raider practice and show my face. But I made sure to do that in the local market.
It's weird. So you made sure you show yourself the Jets, the Mets, the Yankees, the Giants. What's the team that you could not show your face in the locker room?
To be fair, I used to go to a lot of Knicks games. I used to go to a lot of Knicks games.
Yeah.
And I used to go in the locker room all the time.
Unless you got too critical, the team banned you for life.
Well,
the
that's
New York Knicks, damn
what
it.
happened. But I just got too critical of one person who doesn't suit up for the team. But no, I went to a lot of Knicks games. I'd go in the locker room and talk to the guys, although at that point they weren't very good. I remember being at a Knicks game when Giannis dunked on Tim Hardaway.
Oh, I remember that night, yeah.
Jumped over him.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it before.
Go Knicks.
And I went in the locker room and people asked Tim Hardaway a couple questions and walked away, and I was like, hey, man, I got to ask you, like, what happened? And he's like, that was crazy, wasn't it? Even he didn't have an answer for it. No, I used to go to the Knicks all the time.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Actually, when I got banned from the Knicks, just Madison Square Garden in general, but from the Knicks, I used to actually go to every Nets-Knicks game because then I could actually get into the Knicks locker room and I could still be available because they were at a different arena.
They were in Brooklyn at that point? Okay.
Yeah.
Go Knicks.
You didn't go out to Brendan Byrne Arena in New Jersey. That's a road too far.
The Izod Center.
I was covering high school sports when they were
when did
playing
that
out
happen?
there.
I don't even remember. Was it 2007?
That was like, what, 20... Why do I want to say 2015?
Something like that. But anyway.
Yeah, it was the year after Melo joined Knicks. And then the year after, I think they moved to Brooklyn.
No, I think it's about being accountable. And I think that's interesting, EJ, that you're saying Tom Brady is weirdly not accountable now. Like, he's the most famous football player alive, and he has this ownership stake of the Raiders. You saw him last night in the coach's booth, 10 feet away from Chip Kelly, headset on, microphone on the headset. Like, he's definitely involved. Schrager says they talk 2 to 3 times a week. Then Pete Carroll weirdly had to deny that after the game. You know, it's like he doesn't have this accountability when it comes to that team, which is frustrating and weird, right?
Yeah, if you're a Raider fan and this thing goes bad, you're not going to be like, well, fire Tom Brady. You can't. And also, he doesn't really work for them technically, or he works for them in a very quote unquote, separated kind of way. He's not supposedly running the team, but it looks like he's running the team to me.
I mean, their GM is a teammate from Michigan.
Right. It looks like he's running the team. So, like, again, if he really wanted to do all this, which is fine, I'd say just be all in.
Yeah, just be John Elway.
Yeah, exactly. John Elway, we saw him he wasn't in the coach's box, but we saw him in the press box every time Tim Tebow was going on those miraculous rallies and stuff.
John Elway was vice president of football
He's the GM.
operations.
Yeah, he was running the team. Exactly. So I'm saying, like, Tom Brady should do that.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, but Elway was not a part owner, was he?
I don't think he had that.
That's a little new twist that we have to figure out. I don't think there are any part owners who are GMs, but maybe there are.
Well, there's one full owner who's definitely a general manager.
Yeah, Jerry.
Wow.
That guy.
Yeah, by name.
Michael Parson.
Also, Mike Brown's the GM too, I think, isn't he?
No, they have a general manager. I forgot who he is.
Duke Tobin. No, he's not general manager.
Or they have what is he? What's his?
He's
president?
Player personnel.
Okay, they didn't give him a general GM title.
Don't they have Katie Blackburn? She does something too.
Daughter, right? Daughter-in-law, I believe. Yeah.
888-710-4ISN. Speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrow's injury, we got some more clarity on that. We've got updates for you, along with other NFL quarterbacks who are now going to be on the shelf. We've got it all for you next. Maggie Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Así se siente México, así se siente México, así como unos labios por la piel.
Welcome back. Maggie and Perloff Show. So Manny informed you in my ear that this is a Mexican song for Mexican Independence Day, but I'm looking at my calendar, Manny. It's not Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
Don't do that, Pearl.
Let's turn this guy's
Explain to
microphone
the
off.
people that Cinco de Mayo is not the Mexican Independence Day.
Yes, no, Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. It's just the day that Puebla celebrates because they fought off the French, or else I probably wouldn't say Me llamo Emmanuel. Je m'appelle Emmanuel is probably what I would say. But yeah,
Still
today,
sounds better than the rest of us. So.
today is today's Mexican Independence Day. So, happy Independence Day, Mexico.
I mean, you really celebrate fighting off the French. Is it that hard to fight off the French?
I mean, back in the day, you see, Pearl, back in the day, we only had sticks and stones, and the French had, bullets and stuff.
Manny, so
you
what
raise your fist, the French go running for the borders immediately.
What are you going to do to celebrate? Like, what's a traditional celebration for Mexican Independence Day?
Probably just drink some beers and kick back and, just enjoy our Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Maggie. Like, there's nothing really going on. I mean, yesterday was El Grito last night, where the Mexican president goes up on a balcony in the Zócalo and gives out, like, a battle cry that was uttered, back in 1810 today.
Don't cry for me, Argentina style? That we're talking about? Evita?
Sure, maybe. I'm not familiar.
You guys do not know that play at all.
I'm not familiar with very much.
Evita?
No, but Claudia Sheinbaum, she's the
Claudia.
president of Mexico.
Correcto,
She
yeah.
went up there and did that?
Oh, yeah, she did. She did it late last night, early this morning on Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, but
Could you do it for us?
I don't know it verbatim, but I mean, I could probably pull it up and let Claudia do her thing.
Okay, let's do it. Of course.
Happy Independence Day, Mexico.
Here you go. What else were we just talking about? Oh, we got some news, Pearl, from some of the great sports films of all time. One of them, The Natural.
What about it?
Well, it's starring Robert Redford, and we just got news that unfortunately Robert Redford has passed away.
Oh, no.
I know. Robert Redford, one of the original, just smoking, hot, handsome guys, and phenomenal actor.
Guy just died, and that's the first thing that you eulogize him with?
I think he would appreciate that.
Well, I mean,
actor and an activist and so many things, and a great, great actor in so many great sports movies.
And,
Natural.
Created Sundance, which is a huge
Sundance,
industry thing. Wow.
Oh, wow. This guy was a hunk.
Thank you, Manny. See? Now, here's the thing about my age, which is with Robert Redford. So I had to go back and watch a lot of the movies, obviously.
But you knew, Robert Redford, you knew the name.
I knew, but one of the first movies I ever saw him in, besides The Natural.
This guy's a fox.
Was not just All the President's Men, which they showed us in school, but Indecent Proposal. And he was older in that movie.
I don't know if I like talking about movies with you guys.
Why?
You've never even seen him. EJ's never even seen Robert Redford. You're
not true.
I saw him in Indecent Proposal. This is the star of Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid. This guy is an icon.
I've actually seen two 1970s Robert Redford
Oh, he was in Marvel.
Two of them.
Yes. Well, first of all, he's in Captain America: Winter Soldier. Put some respect on that. And I saw him in The Candidate. He's really good in that.
Oh, you saw The Candidate?
I saw The
Wow.
Candidate.
That is
By accident, how'd that happen?
It was a school thing.
By accident.
But I saw it, though.
Whatever. Anyway, you see it. It was an assignment for me to watch All the President's Men. I'm glad I did.
Kind of like how I watch All the President's Men. It was a school assignment.
Yeah, school assignment. But, we're all here kind of doing journalism at one point in our life.
I'll tell you
We
my
tried.
favorite. Has anyone seen 3 Days of the Condor?
No.
Oh, my God. It is a masterpiece, and he is incredible at it. It's been remade about 100 times now, but it's fantastic. I would go back and watch that one.
I'm sorry. How did he only win? He won one Oscar? That's impossible. He
won. Two Golden Globes, though.
Okay.
2 Golden Globes. Though.
Yeah, he won. He won for Inside Daisy Clover and Ordinary People.
I've never heard of that. Oh, Ordinary People.
Well,
That's
Inside Daisy
tearjerker.
Clover, he was New Star of the Year actor. I don't think that's an award they still have.
They have it at the Grammys.
Best New Artist.
Best New
So
Artist.
he's basically the best new artist of 1965.
Now I feel like there's actually a lot of these Robert Redford movies that I want to go back and watch. I've never seen Ordinary People, but I know that it's amazing. I've never seen Barefoot in the Park. There's a couple others.
Have you seen Butch Cassidy?
The Way We Were. I have seen Butch Cassidy.
That one is that's a big one.
And he was Jay Gatsby in the Great Gatsby movie.
I watched that too. See, I've watched Mad Robert Redford.
Mad Robert
Redford. Respect.
You saw Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
You saw and All the President's Men?
Yes.
And yet, and you've never seen The Godfather?
Nope.
How are those 3 70s movies in your wheelhouse and none of the other big ones are?
We know EJ doesn't like mob movies.
True, yeah, that's true.
But Robert Redford was not in The Godfather.
The Great Gatsby, the Leonardo DiCaprio vehicle?
Trivia was originally in everybody's mind going to play Michael Corleone.
I could see it.
And also, I think he was going to play Michael Corleone. It was definitely going to be Dustin Hoffman's role in The Graduate, and that got all messed up for some reason.
Oh, that would have changed it so much,
but
though.
In the book, The Graduate, it's a tall blonde, and that's why it was originally supposed to be Robert Redford. And something went awry. I know a lot. And The Natural, by the way, there are some people who don't like The Natural. I don't get that.
I don't love The Natural.
Yeah, a lot of my friends don't like that too.
Because it's a nitpick kind of thing, like something
too
don't add up.
fantastical, maybe.
So I think part of the problem was I didn't see it until after I was told a million times how good it was.
Okay.
So it's a fine movie, but it is not my favorite baseball movie by any stretch.
Yeah, you're not alone, but I think it's iconic.
What's your favorite baseball movie?
Probably Bull Durham.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How about Field of Dreams? Did you not like
I like Field of Dreams better than I like The Natural.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
Big fan of The Sandlot over here.
It's a great movie.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own's
Yes.
phenomenal. Great baseball movie.
But all of those to me are better than The Natural.
I love The Natural. I know it's kind of cheesy when the home run goes out at the end, spoiler alert, and the lights go out. But
spoiler, it came out in 1974.
Right? No,
84.
84, excuse me.
What a cast, too. I mean, I personally, when we were at Sports Illustrated, they did a lot of like movie lists. They put Bull Durham as the #1 sports movie of all time.
Yeah.
I think Bull Durham's really good, but it's right there with The Natural and Field of Dreams. They're all about the same to me.
Yeah, Field of Dreams, watching it as a dad makes it that much more
Oh,
impactful.
don't get me started. I'm a sucker. Some people think, I'm sure you're, as a cold-blooded killer that you are, that great, found Field of Dreams too schmaltzy.
Yeah.
Not enough death.
Little schmaltzy for me.
Dad wanted to have a catch. When I saw that in the theater as a kid in 1989, and I was definitely crying.
But I cry in almost every sports movie. I definitely cried in
Happy
Space
Gilmore.
yeah, Space Jam. I was a wreck.
2005 adaptation of The Longest Yard.
It was basketball that really got me. Ugh, that was hard. Caddyshack.
What sport? Wait. What sport? Oh, now I want to hear this. What sports movies did you cry?
I always cry at the same point in the movie Rudy.
Well, yeah, Rudy, of course.
Right. And it's the point when, actually, it's kind of a dad moment. When the dad grabs the microphone and screams out to the whole factory, my kid's going to Notre Dame. I don't even like Notre Dame. The second is Cool Runnings. When they carry the sled, the bobsled across the finish line.
I've heard people cry at that movie.
Forget it.
It's a great movie.
I always cry at the end of League of Their Own. No, not the end. I cry when Betty Spaghetti's husband died in World War II.
Not
That's
Betty, not Mr.
one.
Spaghetti.
Manny, watch it. I challenge you. Watch it and try not to cry.
I cried during Hardball because, 5-year-old got shot and killed in that movie.
I cried when Mickey died in Rocky 3, and then when Apollo died in Rocky 4, the tears.
He dies?
The only thing about Apollo dying, though, it's so early in the movie. I wasn't in it yet. I was still eating popcorn.
It's like
Apollo
Julie
died.
Bowen dying in Happy
I
Gilmore
was
2.
just about to bring that one up.
Yeah. But she did appear half naked throughout the movie in his fantasies, which was a plus. Sorry.
Speaking of Robert Redford.
Apollo is my favorite. As much as I love Rocky, I was a massive Apollo Creed fan. So when he died, that killed me.
What other movie do you cry in? What other sports movie?
Dad want to have a catch is if you don't cry at that.
Well, I have a story. It's not a sports movie, but I was getting my haircut yesterday, and the barber was playing Toy Story 2, and I was tearing up because I started thinking about Toy Story 3.
Were you sitting in an airplane? What kind of
I was in his house, his crib.
If you want to do Toy Story 3,
he has a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. What do you think they're going to play for the kids?
Well, I didn't know that's where you got your
EJ
haircut.
actually has a funny take about this guy.